Alright, what's going on, guys? Good morning. It's about that time again. I know last weekend I didn't really get a chance to farm at all, so we're gonna do it today. Last weekend I was so focused and busy on trying to get stuff together for the EverQuest group, the leveling group, so today we're gonna be doing some old school stuff. Okay, so let's see where we want to start. We're going to start with some Luckland stuff. We're going to build our way up to some of the planar stuff. Actually, no. Let's do some planar stuff first. We're going to hit something we haven't hit in a while. We're going to hit Plane of Earth and Plane of Earth B. I almost always forget about this whole section of planar zones. Ooh, let's hit Bastion of Thunder first. Some of these zones, like especially Plane of Earth, like Bastion of Thunder, a lot of these zones I always forget about. I'd be happy with some of these graphics as illusions. This stream, I'm going to try to hit some stuff that is a little bit less usual for me. I know I've hit stuff like Plane of Time pretty consistently, but some of these bosses building up to Plane of Time, they still get pretty good stuff. I don't think I've ever noticed that off in the distance. You can see that whole other area. We'll have some pretty good stuff for alternate characters here. Got a great staff. A lot of this stuff is required level 55, so this is going to be really good for some of our guys today. This is going to be pretty damn successful, I think. And it looks like all the tower bosses are up. Yeah, here we go. Iron Dried Ice Storm. I remember being so proud of myself the first time I could actually take these guys down. Great Blade of Storms. That's going to be another good weapon for us. We're going to get our characters the hookup today. We're just smacking them all down. These guys are all up. It's kind of surprising. I think they all have like a 3 or 4 day respawn timer. These are normally camped pretty religiously. I didn't have to get my own instance or anything. Which I didn't even think about. That means maybe, what's his name is up. Oh, we got the Gargoyle Talon. It's definitely not going to do me any good, but we'll grab it just in case somebody else wants it. Got the Shadow Knight weapon, which might be good for our Shadow Knight homie. On making us come back through here should be our last tower right here. So we're about done with the tower bosses here. Then we're going to see if Agnar is up. If he's not, then we'll get our own instance and force him to be up. This way we've got some pretty good level 55 stuff for our new group today. Whenever people start hitting 55, we can start handing out some better loot, make our way to the planar here. Grind you, Thunderclap. Thunderclapped those cheeks. Aw, not two of the same helmet. Alright, let's go check on our last guy here, or see if we need to get our own instance. Yeah, buddy. Take us on. Oh shit, he's actually up. Look at that. Guys, this is the first time in a really, really long time that I've been here and I've actually seen Agnar up. This is kind of surprising. Alright, let's go ahead and kick his ass. Alright, what did we get here? Pauldrons of the Eternal Storm. Double-edged Storm Blade. Oh, this'll probably be pretty good. It looks cool too. Nice. Well, I didn't expect to see him up or to have him actually drop good loot. That will be something else for our group. 55, 60, 60 plus gear. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't even need our own instance for that, so that's a win. So that was Bastion of Thunder. Now we're gonna hit some Plane of Earth content, I think. The goal here, like I said earlier, is to make sure that we can get plenty of gear for our characters to start transitioning from like level 50 to 60 to 65. A lot of this gear will hold us over till 65. So if we don't have Defiant gear, we can use this stuff to help us. So Plane of Earth B. We still need to hit Soul Row, Ralosek, probably Nathaniel Marr. I suppose I could hit Plane of Water. I do that maybe once a year on the Fabled content. I just really don't like underwater zones. Okay, let's get our own little instance of Plane of Earth, because I'm sure this place is going to be camped. I have no doubt this place is going to be camped. So, what we want to do here is we're just going to we're going to try to spawn. There's a couple traps here that will spawn a giant alligator. And it might be our named that drops a really good ranger weapon for us. It's a pet summoning ranger weapon. It's not the best by any means. Let's just pull everything. Screw it. The only way to do this zone is to pull everything at once. Because if we're not pulling everything, we're just not doing it right. That looks pretty close to everything, on at least on this side. Yeah. Let's pull the army. Aw, not with the summon. Oh, not with the wave of enemies now, too. There we go. There's the name, dude. So a lot of this loot is level 65, so this stuff probably won't be really that worthwhile for us. So let's just go kill a couple of these fancy named over here and just be done with this zone. Because this gear for required level 65, we're going to have a lot better options at 65. We're at the point where doing the elemental planes is not going to do us too much good unless we're doing the actual, like, elemental gods. We'll kill the big boy over here. Oh, this will be worthwhile. We'll gather shadows clicky. Oh, do I have to? Yeah, let's just get out of here. All right. Let's just teleport out of here. And now we're going to hit Plane of Earth B. I forgot regular Plane of Earth is mostly just wave encounters and time locked stuff. So we're just going to do Plane of Earth B because I can plow through that. We can kill the Wraith Council. Get some really good level 65 stuff. So not bad so far for some level 55 stuff. Like I said, it'll help us kind of transition from 55 to 60. So this group is going to be pretty well decked out. And now the fun part. We get to basically pull everything here. See if it'll let us pull it all or if it's gonna... No, I'm gonna get summoned immediately. Gotta love damage shields. The rest of the guys over here we should be able to pull without having to worry about our damage shields. Never mind, Jesus. I just want to get the entire room. Because with Plane of Earth B, we have to kill everything to go on to the next area. Did we get him? All right. I think that's everything here, so we should be able to go on. There we go. Now we got the 3 pillars. Once we clear all of these guys, their 3 pillars will spawn. Once we kill them, we'll get the giant captain guy. And the whole last room we don't have to worry about killing. How did those guys not attack me? Let's try to put them in one little bundle. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's pull the big guys. All right, let's see what we got here so far. Guess we can take the elemental stuff just in case people actually want to make the gear. Oh, one piece of loot? Oh, come on. That's pretty stingy. But at least these guys we don't have to worry about killing. Here we go. And I remember the stories back in the day, how difficult this encounter was before it was nerfed. Because 6 of them are mesable, 6 of them aren't, and you have to keep them all within like 2 or 3% of each other. Insane times. Okay, let's just right here and pull them all. Are they all just gonna appear right on top of me this time? There's the big boy. Alright, I hope he drops the chest piece and the weapon at least. Alright. Nice. Nice, we got the two-hander and the chest piece like I wanted. There's the Essence of Earth for the hammer. That's pretty good. So this way we'll actually have, our tank will have a chest piece to look forward to at 65. Our group Shadow Knight. Okay, so that was Plane of Earth B. We're going to make our way over to the Plane of Fire now as well. Hey, Pixel, what's going on? Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great day. Can't wait for tonight. Me too, man. It's been awesome so far. That's why I'm trying to get some gear for our characters. I got some pretty decent stuff for your Shadow Knight if you want. So that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get plenty of stuff for our characters to kind of transition from like 51 up to 65. Since we're probably going to make our way to at least 60 tonight. This way we've got some stuff that everybody can start wearing. Got some cool weapons. That's of course if we need it. If we don't need it, then we don't need it. At least it's still fun content to hit. I will never say no. Exactly. That's why I was like, if I can get some better gear for us, that's why I want to hit Plane of Fire, Plane of Time for sure we're going to hit, and we're also going to hit some TACV, some Gates of Discord stuff. That way, once we all hit 65, we'll have lots of gear to choose from. I just want to make sure that we're gearing up appropriately as we're going, so we don't just hit a brick wall once we get to like level 60 and 65. Because stuff is going to start getting pretty difficult after 65, I feel like. So... I'd be right there with you, but daughter has dance competition till about 7 tonight. Hey, that's cool, though. Good luck. I hope she does well. But that's no problem. Between 8 and 9, I'll be down. I think the other guy, what's his name, said he would be down as well. So I know we have at least me, you, and 2 other people. So we got 4 of us so far. Eastern, that's cool. So 7 or 8 my time, I'm good with that. I think it's going to be awesome. Because the good news is, now that everybody's about to ding 51, everyone's going to get their first batch of auto grant AAs. And that's just going to make everything progressively easier and easier. We're at the point now where the twink gear that we have isn't going to help us very much. So we got to have some stuff ready for us from 55 to 60. I'm going to hit some Luckland content today, make sure we have plenty of stuff from Vexthal ready for everybody. Oh, Pixel, thank you for the sub. Thank you, that's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I'm a pretty small channel, so, every little bit helps. I appreciate it, thank you. It's nice that we all have some content that we can enjoy here with some EverQuest, so... Need to hammer out some streams so I can start getting subs. Exactly. I streamed a lot back in 2020, but I kind of gave up on it. I got a promotion at work, and I just got so busy that I never set aside time for it. But now that things have settled down since we're like on the tail end of the pandemic, I can finally actually play some video games. So this whole streaming thing, I would like to do 2 or 3 times a week. And the good news is there's, 24 years worth of EverQuest content that we can play. I wish I could do that full time. Wish I could do, oh yeah, 100%. It'd be badass to be able to stream EverQuest full time. But, small steps. Oh, you know what? I don't even know why I did this. We want our own instance. Hold on, I'm gonna teleport us out. I didn't get my own instance. I'm just walking into the open zone, and I'm sure Finn and Row is not gonna be up. Maybe I'll throw up a stream tonight while we play. Hell yeah, man, go for it. I'll definitely be streaming tonight while we're all grouping, so... If you want to stream as well, you're more than welcome to. Okay, let's... All right, we're going to try that again. Let's grab our own instance first. Your weapons, are those the newest epics on live for a rogue? No, these are not. I'll show you what they are. These are weapon ornaments. They're the newest weapon ornaments that you can get for pre-ordering the expansions. So this one is the one from this black one. This is the weapon ornament that you can get as the pre-order for the Terror of Lucklin. And this one, this kind of like rainbow glowing weapon, this is the ornament from the Knight of Shadows pre-order. What ornament have you bookmarked for 60 and 65, or is it Defiant? Technically, elsewhere, Defiant gear is better than almost every other option, but I'm trying to do things a little bit more classic. I really want to make sure that everyone has like some cool gear from these old school zones. Number one, I feel like it's more entertaining to use gear from these old school zones. I like the way a lot of these weapons and stuff look. So I'm trying to do old school stuff from like Vexthal, the Planar Gods, Plane of Time, Gates of Discord. I'm trying to use a lot of that stuff. But technically, Defiant gear is better in almost every way until about level 70. Pixel, what did you say? What level do you think we should get to before we start getting everyone's epics? Yeah, it's good for nostalgia for sure. Honestly, Pixel, that's entirely up to you, dude. If you want to start working on your epic now at like 50, I think you can. But if you, I think some things you can do until like at level 50 for some epics. Realistically, I'm gonna wait till my character's level 65. Or even 70 before I start working on my epic. At least for my rogue, I'm probably going to wait till I'm 65 or 70, because I want to be able to access the zones and do all the things from the epic 1.0, 1.5, and 2.0 at the same time. But if you want to hit the old stuff, like for your epic stuff, if you want to start working on that as early as like now, you're welcome to. I think maybe we should get to 65 and work them together. I'm good for that, because at least at 65 with a group of us, even the hard content would be easy. So I can agree to that. I think that's a good idea. Because at 65, like I said, we'll all have pretty good gear, so we can do the 1.0 stuff really easy. The 1.5 stuff, kind of. There's some pretty major fights at the 1.5 for certain classes. The 2.0 is definitely like, we're going to have to wait till we're all like 70 or 75 for that, unless we want to bring outside help. Because like, I know for the rogue fight, yeah, it will really make for good content, I think, as well. Because I really do want to get the rogue epic 2.0. I just remember for the rogue fight, there are like 2 really big boss battles, one of which is like out in the sea in the middle of Ocean of Tears, I think. Or is it Iceclad? I think it's Iceclad. There's a giant kraken that we have to fight for a rogue. And it's really difficult content because it's underwater. Like the globe of discord and energy and stuff like that from Asylum of Anguish or Citadel of Anguish, like that is going to be really easy for me to get, because I get those in extras and access. I get those all the time when I'm running through Anguish. I always have at least 3 or 4 of those rotting every single run through. $65 for 1.0, 75 for 1.5s is my belief. That's a good, I think that's pretty good, because a lot of us can still use our epic 2.0s from 70 to 75. Like, I know the rogue clicky is still useful all the way up to like 75 or 80, I think. I mean, hell, the Shadow Knight 2.0, people still use that in endgame content today. So, I mean, Shadow Knights use the 2.0 at level 120 content, so that's going to be useful. at all times. The cleric one is going to be useful for a long time. I think we have a shaman in the group as well, so his is pretty useful for a while. The rogue clicky is nice because I'm pretty sure it's, if I remember correctly, it's just a damage debuff. Or a damage buff, I should say. All right, here we go. So, a lot of people here in Plains of Power probably remember that there are 2 birds right out here. Seeing Kate Bush is running up that hill. That's appropriate for that invisible wall, for sure. I'm sure there's a lot of people that remember there's 2 birds right here, and there's a whole 3rd bird that's underneath the lava in a cave over here. I don't waste my time with these birds, because number 1, they can still charm me at a level 120, and then I have to bring one of my whole other characters over here, so it's just a whole thing. So I don't mess with the birds. However, this area, I pull everything I can. I want to get the biggest train possible in this area over here. I'm going to get all 4 or 5 of these bosses that spawn over here. As long as I don't get summoned, I should be okay. Got Blizzax the Omni Fiend. There we go, we got him. Wish I could zoom out further, but you guys can just take a look there. Let's just pull everything that we can here. I could just go through and, you know, kill them one at a time, but that's kind of boring. If we can pull it all, then we should. But yeah, I'm really excited for our group tonight because, like I said, I got my rogue to 51. I'm ready for us. I'm ready for a whole grouping event for us to get from like 50 to 60 or so tonight. And Pixel, if we do what you said last time, if we pop our lesson to devoted for the last 30 minutes of the night, I'm pretty sure we can get to 65 tonight. Because we're going to start having the planes open to us and available to us for grouping. So if we hit, we can start hitting like Plane of Fire, which would be really cool. Oh, okay, well, I'm summoned now, so we got to do it. Yeah, it just makes sense to grind hard the last half hour. I'm into that. And just like that, we got a pretty clear field. Where is this last guy even at? Who knows? Okay, let's see what we got from that. Magmatron, we got Elemental Leather Boot, Elemental Leather Boot, and Pixel. I don't know if you think it's a good idea, but I'm going to pick up any of these elemental patterns that we have and set them aside for our group, because I know some of you guys are working on trade skill stuff, so some of you might actually want the elemental gear. So we'll have some stuff set aside. Cape of Flames. We'll at least have options if you guys want this stuff. Elemental Gauntlet, here we go. So not bad. Whole bunch of elemental stuff. I at least want to make sure everyone has options for stuff that they might want to use. Those are for tailoring. I know some of it, I don't remember if it is like a trade skill required stuff or if it actually just auto combines whenever you have the proper stuff. I don't remember, it's been so long. What are live epics up to? 3.0. Sadly, not Creeping Death. They stopped the they stopped the epic content at 2.5. There's basically like a boost you can get for your weapons for your epics to make them 2.5, quote unquote, but they've never done a 3.0 for epics. Sorry about my dumb questions. No, not at all. Feel free to ask any questions. I mean, I'll tell you what I know. There might be some stuff that's incorrect or has changed, but from my understanding, we don't have any epic 3.0s. I would be, you know, really happy if they did something for epic 3.0s. I think it would get a lot of people back into the content if they introduced like an expansion instead of taking us up another step and another 5 levels. It'd be cool if we had a group of content that is like, you know, epics refleshing out old content. Maybe we'll get epic 3.0s in the next expansion. Yeah. Well, because if they keep with their pattern that they've been doing, the next expansion is going to raise the cap to level 125. I mean, Ranger got the 2.0, never got the 2.5 close though. Yeah. But yeah, if they keep with their pattern, the next expansion is going to drop it's going to raise the level cap from 120 to 125. So, yeah, we'll probably go from 120 to 125 in the next expansion. But realistically, I would be much happier if they did an expansion that's like a quality of life update for everything. If they did something that's kind of like the Serpent Spine, again, where we had a whole expansion where you could level from 1 to 75. That means you got to group our mains and get them to 125 together. I mean, I think that would be cool. It'd be really cool to actually show people like some endgame content. Yeah, we got to group together. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be really cool to group us together and actually do that content. Speaking of old content, I got a new illusion. If any of y'all remember the old school Goblin graphics, I got a new mask that makes me look like an old school Goblin, which I'm pretty happy about. It's kind of funny because look at the weapon, look at my hand. It's just like sticking out of my wrist. So yet another illusion. Always be down to bring out Bayard for some content, just let me know. You know I'm always down for extra EverQuest content. A Rudite illusion next instance clear? I got you. I mean, I say go mess with people in their Droga, but nobody is there anymore. Yeah. There are... I think it was Droga that we went to on our last stream last Saturday whenever we started a group of people. There were 6 of us and we were leveling from 1 to 50. And one of the zones I'm pretty sure we went to is Droga. And it was awesome because I hadn't been there in a solid, 15, 16 years. That's another reason why we're doing this group content, so a lot of us can see some zones that we haven't been to in a really long time. That's the whole point of all of this. I want to get all this gear so I can group everybody up and twink everybody out, and we can go through this old content and have a really good time. I really like Nurga because you can start at 35 and it has content right through 60 without leaving the zone. That's what was nice about a lot of old school dungeons, is a lot of them were meant to be dungeons that you level in for 15, 20 levels. It wasn't until we got instance content that dungeons changed from being like large leveling zones to basically just being you're there for 1 or 2 levels. or you're there for a really long time because you're at level cap and you're just leveling AAs. But if you think of the old school dungeons like Guck, especially Guck and Cebalus, I mean, you could be there for 10, 15 levels easily. Not to mention, well, I guess Guck, technically, you could be there from like level 15 to level 45, 50, if you go from Upper Guck to Lower Guck. I had one trio which stayed in Nurga for about 2 months without leaving. Yeah. A lot of those old school zones were awesome like that. Just let them camp down there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Some good old school content. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of the like nostalgia people who is so absorbed in nostalgia that I can't see the good that EverQuest has these days. But there are some things about old school EverQuest zones that are just really hard to beat. They haven't been able to replicate in newer zones. My suggestion tonight would be to level 55 Blackfeather Roost, level 60 Thunder Rock Springs, level 65 The Steps. Hey, it's up to you guys. I'm down to go wherever the group wants to go. So if everybody wants to go to those zones, then count me in. Do you, Pixel, do you know if that's where, like, the, hot zone stuff is? If that's where the hot zone stuff is, then I'm definitely down. Let's see what some of these guys have dropped. New zones seem to want you to move through the whole zone in under 30 minutes. Old zones tend to let you stay put in one spot instead. Yes. Yeah, elsewhere, a lot of the newer content is not meant to actually make you get to a spot and stay in that spot. From my understanding, a lot of times they really do want you to go from point A to point B to point C and actually progress through the zone like the old Lost Dungeons of Norath content. Like the LDON stuff where stuff doesn't really respawn. It takes you from point A to point C. You kill the boss and you get out of the zone, you do it again. Let's see here. Oh, Elaborate Defiant. Pass. Where's the loot? Here we go. So a lot of this stuff will out level pretty quick. Are bards still nerfed to hell or are they OP again? That I don't know, Creeping Death. From my understanding, I thought bards were meant to be... I thought bards were in a really good spot. But I don't do the in-game rating content, so I could be wrong, of course. I don't know what they did to nerf bards, so... Come here, birdie. Come on, buddy. Come get me. Now the goal here is to aggro this guy and pull him out. Because I don't want Finn and Ro to spawn on top of me and he dies instantly. Why are you swimming over there, sir? Excuse me, sir. Why are you swimming? Why are you like this? There he is. This dude right here. As a rogue back in the day, this guy was like the bane of my existence. Trying to get him to drop the dagger back in the day was such a pain in the ass. I wanted this dagger so bad. What is it? I have to admit, advanced loot is such a godsend, especially when boxing. After being in a zone for more than 30 minutes, never have to loot a corpse again. Exactly. I know a lot of people used to shit on advanced loot because they didn't like it. I love it because if you want to never see something on your loot window again, you just gotta click never. Boom, you're done. I'm getting lag now because all the loot in my window. Let's kill this guy. Easy peasy. Speaking of not dropping daggers, that dick. So we got some really good druid and shaman stuff. So I guess our group shaman is going to have the hookup at 65. Let's get out of here. This loot window has too much stuff on it and it's causing me some lag. Look at that spam of gear. Okay, so we've hit Plane of Earth B. We hit a little bit of Plane of Earth. We hit Bastion of Thunder earlier. And so where do I want to go from here? I think we might just go straight to Plane of Time now. Look at that hop whenever I'm turning. Hop, hop, hop. Does Advanced Loot have a select all button? If so, I'm sure there's something like that. I'm just kind of a potato. I am just potato, sir. I'm sorry. So yeah, we did Plane of Earth B, Plane of Fire, Bastion of Thunder. So let's just go knock out Plane of Time. With Plane of Time, we all have a pretty good chance of extra loot for these characters. Hey, thanks for the follow, Elsewhere. Thank you. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you like nostalgic EverQuest content. So we have some pretty good stuff here. So at least for 55 to 60-ish, kind of carry us over to 60. Plane of Time is going to be really good level 65 loot for us. And then we're going to hit like Vexthal, Lord Inquisitor Saru. I lose interest once I hit 75, then delete and re-roll over and over again. You would be amazed, I think, at how many people feel the exact same way elsewhere. I almost feel like EverQuest has a huge, like, I want to call it like a time glass shaped problem of population. You have a huge base of people, you have a huge top end of people. As far as like content from like 70 to like a level 110 or so, it is so devoid of people. I even called my guild terminal reroll syndrome. That's incredibly accurate. Can't wait to ding 51 and start getting my AAs. Exactly, Pixel. Like like the transition from 51 to 60, we're gonna get so many AAs. Especially as a Shadow Knight, I think you're going to get like 600 AAs in that time. Okay, so let's start. Didn't somebody want a different illusion? I think somebody wanted a Rudite. Let's see here. Here we go. We got some old school Erudite graphic for you. Yeah, those AAs are going to be incredibly helpful for us. We're just going to be able to knock content down so quick. But like I said, the biggest reason I wanted to do this content is I think in general, I need a shrink click. If you can find one, I'll pay you for it. There's 2 different shrink clicks that I can think of that will be helpful to you. You either have Wand of Imperceptibility or you have the Bracelet of the Shadow Hive. And I can probably just sell you this Wand of Imperceptibility if you want it. Because it's shrink, but it's kind of a long cast timer. The other option would be the Bracelet of Shadow Hive, which I'm hoping to get one from Vexthal today. Because like I said, we're going to hit Plane of Time. We're for sure going to hit Vexthal, Lord Inquisitor Saru, Sara's Temple. Because those guys are going to drop really awesome level 55 to level 60 gear for us, which is going to carry us over to the actual planar content. So yeah, there's lots of content we got to get to today to make sure that we have excess gear sitting by. Because beforehand, I wanted to make sure we had plenty of level 1 twink gear, but now that we're long past that, I want to make sure that we have lots of gear ready for us at 55, 60. What was I saying about clickies? Okay, so there's 2 different clickies you're going to want for shrink. There's either Wand of Imperceptibility, which is an 8-second cast time, or Bracelet of the Shadow Hive, which let me find mine. Here we go. And I'm hoping to get a couple of these bracelets to drop today because they can drop in Vexthal. So if we can get a few of those, we'll be good. That's what I'd really recommend for shrink. Bracelet especially because it's got a 1-second cast timer. But if you want to, I can probably sell you my wand because I don't really use it now that I have the Bracelet of the Shadow Hive clicky. Okay. So my favorite glitch in the game, which if any of y'all were here last time, you probably heard me talking about this. See if it lets me do it. But I stop turning. If I gotta take Bayard and hunt down the bracelet, I will. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm sure I'll have plenty drop. Alright, Pixel, have a good one. I'll see you tonight, man. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite glitches, is just running straight at the door here is going to teleport you out. So you don't have to worry about trying to use gate potions or anything like that. Good old EverQuest physics. So we just got to do the 5 tier 1 areas, the 3 tier 2 areas, and sadly those are kind of time locked, so that's the only part of Plane of Time that kind of sucks, is that it's time gated in the whole tier 2 section because there's a timed script where everything has to activate and actually come attack you. Come on, let's spawn stuff. Easy peasy. I guess we could grab this stuff that drops too. Okay. And now we're just going to run straight at the wall again until it teleports us out. Hey, what's going on, Angry? How you doing? Angry Healer. That's such a relatable name. I'm doing awesome. We're just hitting some planar content right now, trying to get gear for a group that we're going to be leveling up on stream tonight. We got a group of people who get together on Saturday nights and we game. And we started a group at level 1 last week. Once everybody gets to 65, I'm trying to have gear set aside for them. It's a really good time. Like I said, we should definitely be back on tonight with that. But we're hitting Plane of Time right now. So we should have lots of stuff from this. So far, this is what we've gotten today. We hit Plane of Earth, Plane of Fire, we hit Bastion of Thunder, we killed Agnar. So we've got some stuff set aside. Some pretty good content so far. Grabbed a whole bunch of the elemental molds and stuff like that if people want to make the gear. Maybe a Vulak hit? Yes, we're definitely going to hit Temple of Ishan as well. Because Vulak and some of the other dragons, like in North Temple of Ishan, can drop some pretty good stuff for us. I know Vulak drops some stuff that's level 55 required that will be pretty good for us as well. But we're going to hit... we're for sure going to hit Vexthal, because Vexthal has tons of level 60 gear. And there's the necklace that we can turn in from the Soul of Atenha Ra, which is just an insane necklace for people at level 55. So between Vexthal, Saru, yeah, that Axe for a Zerker can be fun. Abashi is always good. Yeah, dude, that two-hand blunt weapon for, like, monks is insane, especially with the abolished, I think it's, what is it, abolished disease on it? Some prismatic weapons, too. I think some of us have some prismatic weapons, but we will have a shaman in the group as well that's going to be casting ferocity and stuff like that on us. So those won't be super necessary. But we could hit some Sleeper's Tomb, because I'm never against hitting Sleeper's Tomb. With Sleeper's Tomb, we could probably get some pretty cool content that's really good for nostalgia as well. Especially if we get like a dwarf mask. Let's see here. I already have one on this character somewhere. Here we go. Yeah. We already got a dwarf mask, but I can always set one aside if I need to. But yeah, like Vexthal, Saru, we're going to hit Emperor Sra because he drops some cool weapons and some really good level 60 content. He drops like a cloak with a really good clicky on it. He drops the shield for Shadow Knights, which is really good too. I'm just happy we're all getting to the point to where we're like 50, 55, 60. So this gear will actually be pretty useful. Sra and VT would be awesome. Maybe even TAC V weapon. Yep, we're going to hit TAC V for sure. Because TAC V is the best level 65 gear that you can get. So we got to make sure people have those available. And they look really cool. In my opinion, I think those weapons at level 65 from TAC V and the Gates of Discord era, I think those weapons are like some of my favorite looking weapon graphics. And for those wondering, there's a glitch there that's why I keep teleporting out. If you hop on a horse and you run straight at those walls and you get just the right angle, it teleports you to the grave site, and you can just use that to teleport out. So I don't need a character to teleport me out at all. Good little glitch in this system. Yeah, some Vexthal. We're gonna hit it all today. But I think tonight is where the bulk of my excitement is. Because last stream, when we started that group, in about 5 hours time, we went from level 1 to level 50. We ended up stopping in the Deep on Luckland. And we're going to hit some other hot zones tonight, and we're going to jump around until we hopefully can hit 60 or 65. It's going to start slowing down pretty drastically around 60 and 65, because I'm not really wanting us to use experience potions. I want us to enjoy the content as much as possible. The only exception is like the last 30 minutes of the night, we've all agreed that we're going to use Lesson of the Devoted, which gives you 30 minutes of 100% experience boost just to top off the night. But yeah, I really want us all to be able to enjoy the leveling experience. And I'm hoping a lot of us really want to stick with it, at least until like level 100. Because there's so much content from like level 60 to 100 that a lot of people miss out on because they just lose interest. So if I can convince people to keep that interest and we can level to at least like 100, I think a lot of people will see there's some great EverQuest content after level 60 that a lot of people miss out on. There we go. So we're done with the tier 1 content. You're right, never played After Omens. There's a lot of people who are seeing how much they can enjoy EverQuest content like on the Mischief server right now. A lot of people who normally lose interest after Luckland, Plains of Power, stuff like that, a lot of people are seeing how much they can enjoy that content on Mischief because the Serpent Spine just released, which means that's level capped to 75, and I've never seen so many happy EverQuest gamers who've never seen that content. It's a good time. So I'm just hoping to keep people happy until like level 100. So this is the only part of the Planet Time that I really don't like. This area and the Water and Fire trial are both time gated. So these like little walking characters, they're just going through a script. And it takes way too long. So I'm going to teleport out of here. And we're going to go do the undead section instead, while this script is running its course. Because it's got a good, like, 10-15 minute timer on it. But the undead area does not have a timed script. It's just a linear tunnel straight to tier 3. So we'll do undead, then fire and water. And at least after tier 2 is done, it's just a race straight up to farm. There's not really any time-gated content that's preventing me from just running straight through after this section. Hey, I can look like that. Easy peasy. Suppose I should look at the gear that's dropped. Let's see what we got. Nice. That's not bad. Some of this stuff, like I said, it's just going to go straight to the trash because it's not going to do us any good. A lot of this stuff is going to be replaced by Gates of Discord content. All that level 65 gear with like 270 hit points on it. But some of it will be good to have just for either clickies or effects. What classes do you got in the leveling crew? We have a Shadow Knight, Rogue, Beast Lord, Shaman, Bard. Fuck, I can't remember what the 6th class is. I was playing a Necromancer, but our DPS was pretty well lacking, so I switched over to Rogue. So yeah, Rogue, Beast Lord, Bard, Shadow Knight, Beast Lord, Druid. We have a Druid, that's right. So between the Shaman and the Druid, we'll be pretty good on healing. And I wanted it to be easy enough that if we have people who are out or they can't make it for that week, we can kind of replace them with mercenaries. Because mercenaries in general are pretty damn good. All the way up to like level basically 120. So in general, if we need to replace somebody, we're able to with a mercenary. Just a couple more minutes and these guys will actually be attackable. Yeah, in general, my goal has been to like kind of gear up our bard because our bard came in with no gear, like nothing. So all the gear that he's been using has been like really low level defiant, some kind of baddish weapons. So I want to gear up our bard because he's going to end up being really integral for the group, both for pulling and keeping us alive, regeneration, mana regeneration, damaging. So I want to gear him up really well. Come on. But it has been a really good time because, like I said, we hit some zones I don't normally hit. So now that we're in our 50s, we're going to have some pretty good options for where we can go. Hopefully any drops Songblade. I'm hoping. That's another reason why I want to hit Takvi, because if we can get Songblade of the Eternal and the Rapier of Somber Notes, both those are just so good. Rapier of Somber Notes is still really good. Quite a few levels after level 70. Is that 15? It's like a buff for 15 minutes. It's really, really good of extra overhaste. And what the group doesn't know, what I haven't told a lot of them, is I have a lot of Fabled gear set aside. Because last year around this time, I farmed Fabled content really, really hard. I have a couple characters set aside with like tons and tons and tons of level 75 Fabled gear. And once everybody hits level 75, they can actually equip that Fabled gear. And that gear is just above and beyond insane. Like the Fabled Blade of War. It's a two-handed weapon. It's like damage 105, delay 30, or something like that at level 75. It's just absolutely bonkers damage. Fire up here, yeah. So I haven't really told the group that, but I set aside a lot of, Fabled Relosec. Yeah, I farmed him hardcore during Fabled content last year, which I'm going to do again this year. Because even if I don't set it aside to use it, it sells insane. Like on the Bazaar, last time I checked, Fabled Blade of War sold for like 2 million. Yeah, it's still selling. Here, to give you a general idea, this is what the Fabled Blade of War looks like. It's insane. Because every other level 75 two-handed weapon doesn't come anywhere close to that damage ratio of 3.6. Everything else is like 2.5, 2.0. It's really, really, really good. I have a whole bunch of those set aside. So our Shadow Knight's going to be good. Base Mastery. Yeah. It's really, really good. All the Fabled gear, especially stuff that drops from like the Fabled Gods and Fabled Plane of Time, and like Fabled Quarm, all of that gear has like 750 hit points on it. So it is insanely overpowered for level 75. But yeah, there's lots of Fabled gear I have set aside for the group. It's really good from like level 70 to 75. No, you're fine, Angry. No, that was my fault for not paying attention. I don't remember which one I checked. We're just gonna go. Yeah, I just try to make sure I have plenty of gear set aside for everybody so we do really well and nobody loses interest. Because if it gets too difficult, a lot of people are, like, I have a feeling a lot of people won't really want to keep going. Which I get. A lot of us aren't playing EverQuest these days to be challenged. We're doing it because it's nostalgic and we want it to be a good time. Everyone's got kids, they've got a family and everything set aside, so we can't just sit here and hardcore grind and focus and put all of our effort into EverQuest. We want this to be something we can just chill out and listen to music and play some video games. From my perspective. I might be wrong. I'm sure there's some hardcore people out there. Tell me about it. I got a couple 100 plus chars, got no idea what I'm doing anymore. Yeah. Yep. And it's kind of funny because everything I've been hearing from people so far is the most recent expansion, Night of Shadows. The raid content, people are talking about how it's like boxable and bottable. a lot of people just using their own characters and alts and boxes to beat the new content. Which I'm sure it'll change as the higher raid tiers drop throughout the year. But it's nice to see that the content seems to be getting a little bit easier. Because like I said, what I said before is still how I feel about it. If this content was difficult these days, I think a lot of EverQuesters lose interest pretty quick. Come on, buddy, run at me. But yeah, and speaking of Fabled content, the anniversary is coming up in the next month. So we're going to have some Fabled content pretty soon. Between the anniversary content, we're going to be getting experience bonus like for a couple of weeks, rare enemy spawns for a couple of weeks, like reduced lockout timer, some new quest or returning quest. And then for the whole month of April to like the middle of May, there is the Fabled content reintroduced, which means we get Fabled version of enemies from level 1 all the way up to level 65. Yep, EXP bonus. I always try to tell people that if you ever want to get back into EverQuest, the best time of year to do it is during the anniversary. Because there's so many returning players. A lot of good content. All the nostalgic stuff. Come here, come here, come here. Let's go. I just love summon. I got one lonely little enemy over here. Alright, we're almost to the good stuff, too. We can finally start knocking out some of these guys that we're here for. So we got some cool stuff to set aside for everybody. And I guess we could even set aside some... Well, never mind. I forgot that the back flags are all no trade, but that's not going to do us any good. Base Guard of Frenzy. We're getting to the better and better gear. And this shield I always thought looked so cool. Look at that cool little flame on it. Alright, so fingers are crossed for some good weapons, because I think the weapons here are going to be... It does look cool, right? I think it looks pretty cool. The weapons and the shields in Plane of Time, in my opinion, have like some of the cooler graphics. You got like the hammers, like the blue stuff floating off of them. Alright, let's... We almost always start with Saren, so I guess we'll just stick with that. Alright, let's see if we can get some good stuff. Speaking of weapons, our shaman is going to be really happy. Slurring my words over here. This is going to be really good. Yep. This is a pretty rare drop too. Of all the times that I've done this, it's only dropped a couple of times. So some of this stuff we already have sitting in our bank, so... Oh well. Yeah, but that times antithesis is going to be really helpful for our shaman. Even not equipping it, but just using it for its clicky. Got the good old Soul Row graphic on it. That is going to be awesome. Maybe our luck is up. Maybe we're going to get us a bard and a rogue weapon. Yeah, it's definitely going to be good for a while. Oh, speaking of weapons, look at this. Maybe this is the day of good weapon drops for us. Got a good haste helmet, good two-hander for the tank, a good hammer for the druid or the shaman. Nice. Cool graphics, and they're going to be pretty useful for us. I actually got some poisons off on us and stuff. I love it when they actually get feign death off on me. Another weapon. Jeez. Globe of mystical protection. Some sleeves. Oh, that'll be good for the alt. Nice. What is this? We're having some pretty good... The last time I went through here, I did not have any luck at all with any of these good drops. Everything was just very subpar. Oh, nice. You killed him in one hit. We don't get to have that very often. Alright, what did he drop? Oh, another cool shield. This thing looks cool. You did backstab him 7 times. I mean, he was asking for it. See, this will be good for any of our characters. That's usable by basically almost every class. Good bracer for SK, yep. And the shield in general is going to be good for our casters. It's got the heroic wisdom and intellect on it. Heroic stats are so important at level 65 and 70. Almost nobody talks about it, but heroic stats from like 65 to 70 are incredibly important because they can make your mana regeneration so much better as a caster. They can make your weapons proc a whole lot more as a melee character. Leveling crew going to be decked out? Hell yes. Between this and tack fee, I think we're going to be super well off. Let's pull it all. Choo choo. We're at my favorite area of Plane of Time. Coming here and killing these four different gods, like some of my favorite encounters in the game. Anarok with his Song Blade he can drop, or with the the Jagged Time Forge Blade for rogues. Got us a nice little pile here. do Bert and Kazakh at the same time. I don't think we can pull these guys out of their areas. Yeah, I don't know if we can even pull these guys out of their areas anymore, because back in the day you used to be able to, but I don't know if we can. Let's try. We pull them to the lobby together. Oh shit, you sure can. Come on. Come to me. Well, that used to be a terrifying sight. No death touch? Nah. Nowadays, even if you're in Kazakh Thul's Plane of Fear, even if he does Kazakh touch you, it doesn't do enough damage to kill me anymore. Back in the day, though, speaking of weapons, look at this, we got some more weapons. Very nice. Ranger sword for the win. For some reason, they've really leaned hard on ranger weapons having like a summoning pet ability in the Planes of Power expansion, because you have a whip that drops in Plane of Earth B that also summons a pet. Like, they've really leaned into rangers being able to summon pets with weapons during this expansion. We got some really good stuff from this. Look, we got the Aura of Eternity click as well. Mana and hit point regeneration +5. Ranger weapon. This is very cool. So those are those two guys. Who do we want to kill next? We want to kill Inaruk or Ralosek next. Let me... Ralosek, let's get the SK's shield. Oh, you're talking about a Shield of Strife? I bet we can get another one to drop. I've gotten a Shield of Strife to drop for almost every single run through recently. Good old Furious Bash on it. See, it always pissed me off that this guy never dropped his axe as a weapon. I always thought like that was the biggest miss of the expansion as far as like weapon graphics. He should have dropped an axe that looks just like that. I understand that we got the Blade of War, which is a cool looking graphic, but it doesn't look anything like that. But like a big ass two-handed axe I thought would have been really badass. Alright, let's see if he dies in one hit too. No single hit. Be neat if you had a proc that would cause it to float. Yeah. That'd be cool, like you're just over there swinging and suddenly you would throw it up in the air just like he would. Missed opportunities. Great Staff of Power, okay. So, just making the comment that it drops all the time, suddenly it doesn't want to drop. So now I just look like a liar. Guys, I promise it drops all the time. But for some reason, it didn't drop this time. We have a timeless breastplate mold somewhere? Where? Timeless. Oh, I sure do. It's in my bank. So we have a timeless silk robe and a timeless breastplate mold now. So we got one for an intellect caster, one for a tank. Now if we can get a chain one to drop, that would be pretty cool. Okay, so fingers are crossed for this guy. I'm really, really hoping for Songblade. I'm sure it doesn't sell for much these days, but let's check. See, look at that. One for 50,000 and one for 1.25 million. There's a little bit of a price variation here. Rapier of Somber Note still sells pretty good, though. This is what I'm hoping that we get from Takvi. Because if he has both of these, well, technically he doesn't need both of them. One's for 65 for Plane of Time, and one's for 65 for Gates of Discord. It's the same effect, but the Rapier of Somber Notes is obviously much better. But Bard's got really cool damage delay weapons. So, fingers are crossed. No, neither weapon. Rude. Two of the same necklace, but no weapon. Yeah, exactly. We had such a good lucky streak with these other weapons, though. Got a good druid, cleric, shaman. Come on. Why has this game got to be like that? Maybe we'll get our rapier from Takvi, though. Alright, here's the big guy. This fight, especially whenever he's fabled, he actually is really tanky. Because whenever he's fabled, he's level 90. And he's equivalent to, like, as far as hit points and damage, he's about the same difficulty as Caraferm the Awakened and the Secrets of Fade War expansion. He's really, really tanky. But since he's not fabled, if we kill him fast enough, his heads won't explode. Because the whole point of the encounter is his heads explode as we take him down like 25% at a time. But if I can kill him fast enough, only one or two of his heads will explode. Or if we can kill him in a single backstab, none of them will explode. So, let's see. Fingers crossed, will we actually get the assassinate? Ah, close. He lost one of his heads. Alright, what did we get here? Okay, so good clicky for casters. And a decent range item for melees. Definitely could have been better. I would have been happier if we got some weapons, but I'll take the gear. Every time I'm here, I always like to kind of go through the event, but... GG, yeah. Definitely could have been better, but that's fine. We'll take that. So that was Plane of Earth, Plane of Fire, Bastion of Thunder, and Plane of Time. Start getting people out of here so we can go hit... what do we want to hit? Do we want to hit Vexthal next, or do we want to hit... Want me to request Solteris? Ooh. You know, that is something I've never done as well. The only problem is I don't know the mechanics, and I don't know if I would be able to beat the mechanics. Does that make sense? That would be really cool, but we'll probably have to save that for another weekend. Because I want to read up to see if there's actual mechanics that I'll have to go through for Solteris. But I'm going to take you up on that offer for sure, just not this weekend. Because it would be really cool to fight Solro and Mae Young Miss more at the same time. I just don't know if I'm going to have any trouble with it. And I don't know if there's any events leading up to that that require more than one person. But if you want to run through it together sometime, I'm 100% down for that. Because I'm worried there's going to be some events like in the Demi-Plane of Blood, like the Sisters, that require multiple people to be there, responding to emotes and stuff like this. But since I've never actually hit Solteris, I don't know what it's going to be like. So I think next, all those are your chars. Yes, I have 6 characters up right now. As far as like this group right here, yeah. These guys, like right here, those are not me. But these guys right here are, yeah. Okay, let's see here. So I think we're gonna hit Luckland stuff now. You ran through it after I unlocked it. It was pretty. Oh wow. So this is a pretty annoying consistent knockback, but a bit of reading you can avoid that. That's good to know, Malik. I'm gonna have to look that up because, like I said, I would love to hit that content. Do you know if running me through it would actually let me? Would that back flag me for it? Does that exist, or do I still have to go through the process of flagging myself? And to answer your question, yes, the Berserker does need a bigger axe. That is the Epic 2.0 for Berserkers. Or at least the graphic for it. Alright, so we're going to hit things simple first. We're going to hit Lord Inquisitor Saru while we're over here. So we're going to hit Saru, then we're going to hit Vexthal. But that's good to know, Malik. I'm going to have to remember that because I really want to hit Solteris. And having someone let me in would be badass. Because like I said, anything with Mae Young Mistmore is like my favorite content in the game. So being able to kill Mae Young Mistmore would be badass. Got my Bane weapon. I don't need one, actually. But yes, back in the day, I would have needed one. The best part about being a level 120 rogue is I can kill him with my weapon procs. It's the same thing with Saru. I didn't pay attention if there was back flag items or not. I don't remember seeing anything, and since the ring is your key, I'm inclined to think there isn't a back flag for it. That is lame. I really wish they would just remove the flagging for all of those. You know what I mean? Like, I really wish they would just remove the flagging for all of those at like a certain level. Like at level 80 or something, you can go in on your own. But I think they should remove the back flag of everything that's like level 100 and prior. Well, that is just convenient. Yes, it is. Who needs Bane weapons when you have these weapons? And rogue poisons. Oh yes, I'm still working through Underfoot, maybe 1.5 zones left, and some of those zones are taking so much time. That's what I'm worried about. That's what has kept me from going through and hitting those old zones for unlocks, Malik, is I just recently went through and I was unlocking Ashen Gate for my rogue. I've made my way all the way up to... where is that item? I've made my way all the way up to getting this Ashen Gate seal. I think there's still like 1 or 2 group quest I have to do. And then I can actually unlock Ashen Gate and do that myself. I'm gonna have to work on that then. Soul Terrace is definitely one I want to hit. Because I'm telling you, man, just going through and being able to kill Mayung Mistmore and Solro would just be... It's a nostalgic run through, you know what I mean? Let's change our graphic here, actually. We've been a skeleton for quite some time. We got options. What do we want to be? Damn, I don't know. Here we go. Gonna be good old Rivervale Deputy. Protecting the Jum Jum crop. Yep. Yep. Okay, this area I cannot do without a map. There's no way. There ain't no way I'm doing this without a map. Here we go. Alright, now time for Saru. I'm so ready for this Fabled content to be back. Here we go. Let's... Gotta get a little screenshot. I think I missed it. When is Fabled coming back? Fabled content starts on, I think it's April 12th. It's always on a Tuesday in the second week of April. So let's look. February. So March is the basic stuff. April, it's gonna be April 11th, I'm pretty sure. So it's usually like April 11th to probably May 9th or so, because there's at least 4 weeks of that content. Attack, here we go. See, I don't need to do any basic damage to him. I've got my spells for that. Alright, what did we get? What did we get? What did we get? Okay, so we got the bow. Oh, I guess we're going to want some ancient spells for our guys as well. So we got a bow. We got the, of course, we got the Sword of Truth, which we can't equip, but we'll at least keep for reasons. Legs and arms. Very nice. Okay, so that was Saru. Let's go kill Vexthal now. Easy peasy. Vexthal is where the bulk of the loot that's going to be useful for us. That's where we're going to be getting the bulk of our stuff today. Because almost all that stuff is level 55 or level 60 required. Hope I got bag space. Oh, I'm good. Let's see here. I got plenty of bag space. We are good to go. Some of my old bags look kind of like a mess right now because I pulled all of my illusions to my other rogue. Normally, several of these bags are pretty full with illusions, but I've got all that set aside right here. Yeah, with Vexthal, I really want to see. I want to see another fire elemental illusion mask. I want to see a Veil of Flames, a Circlet of Disguise, and the Skeleton Clicky, and a Shrink. Use Kick EXP to remove all those tunes from DZ at once. I'm gonna have to remember that. Thank you for that. I'm gonna have to remember that, Solteris. Speaking of Solteris, we were just talking about going to that zone soon. What a really good timing you have. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember that command. That's gonna be helpful. It's easy to solo on Necro, and yeah, I've been lurking for a bit. Gotcha. Wait, Solteris is easy to solo on a Necro? That's interesting. I mean, I guess Necromancers, with how insane they are right now, I'm sure you can solo basically anything you want to. Oh, there's people leveling here. There's someone leveling here. You don't see that often. But that's good to know. I'm really excited to hit Solteris. I'm really excited to hit like Ashen Gate, Solteris. I really want to hit content I'm not super familiar with. Because a lot of that stuff was around the time that I quit playing EverQuest way back in the day. So I missed out on like a really good chunk of it when it was all important. There's people leveling here too. Jesus. You don't see this very often. People are actually chilling in these old zones. Last weekend was really apparent with our leveling group. Like every zone that we went to, I feel like there was someone else leveling there. The reports of Seb being full was surprised a bit on that, but it's good. Yeah, right? I'm telling you, man, it feels like it's kind of been making its comeback as far as like population. There's been so many people that quit, a decade or two ago, and every single time I'm leveling a new character on Furiona V or on Mischief, I'm running into just large groups of people everywhere. Granted, they're the two most popular servers right now on live, but people are just everywhere. It's cool. Gives me hope. If there's enough community want, I would be really happy, like I said earlier, if they would just release an expansion that is just like redoing old content. Kind of waiting on that next P99 server. That's my thing also, Carthorn. A couple weeks ago, I started a character on P99. It was my first character on the green server. And it's cool, but it didn't make me want to sink time into it because everyone keeps saying they're going to be like redoing the green server, and I don't want to put a whole bunch of focus and time into a character to have them delete it and make me start new, if that's what they're planning on doing. You know what I mean? P99 is going to be another server I'll 100% be interested in playing, because that is hardcore EverQuest. Green was, when it was first a server, was awesome. Hopefully not delete green or blue, just merge and then make a teal or whatever. That would be cool if they would just merge green and blue. Or if they just move everybody from green to blue and then make green again as as the constant fresh server. They roll your tunes to blue or re-roll green. I think that's what they're gonna do. See, that would be cool. I just like I said, I just didn't want to invest a whole bunch of time and effort into a character and have it gone. But if all they're doing is just gonna be moving it to a different like server and starting green again, that would be fine too. P99 is awesome, but it requires a whole lot more time commitment. I'd watch you reroll on P99 Void. Your content interaction with chat is great content. Well, thank you, Creeping. Thank you. I appreciate that. You don't get that too much. I try to make sure that I'm interacting with people, because if people are coming to chat and nobody's responding to you, I kind of feel like that's not really good content. You know what I mean? Let's see here. What illusion do I want to be next? I wonder. I'm gonna be a goblin again. Surely if they merge green and blue, they'll call it yellow. Yellow, for me, feels like it would be more of like a PvP-esque server, because red is PvP. You know what I mean? So yellow seems like it would be more like a slow-paced PvP server, if they do something like that. But it seems like in general, there's a lot of people who want a new P99 server. Lots of peeps on PvP. P99 red switch to that Relish. Ooh. I didn't know that. See, if there's one thing about EverQuest that I don't have much experience for, it's PvP content. I did a real small amount of PvP stuff back in the day. But nothing, like, competitive. See, I love Vexthal content because everything has clickies for the most part, and almost nothing is lore. We're gonna have lots of stuff to use here. That Goblin Illusion is awesome. I agree. I was really happy when I saw someone selling it. And the fact that it's the classic goblins, it's not like the redone goblins, because I have a redone goblin skin, which is alright, but these old school Kunark goblins just look badass, in my opinion. Alright, let's see if we can get us some illusions. Like I said, fingers are crossed for fire illusion, skeleton illusion, and human illusion. That's what we're really here for. But if not, in the meantime, we'll at least have some good stuff for our group. Alright, that's easy enough. I love how many bosses there are in Vexthal. If you hit all the bosses, there's like 12, I think. So we can really get a lot of stuff for our characters. We'll at least have some cool clickies. Here we go. Next boss. Come on, give me fire elemental. Damn it. Well, we killed him in one hit at least. So these 3 clickies are going to be pretty useful. Our shaman is going to love the debuff. Our tank is going to love the icicle aura, and anybody can use the Call of the Sky clicky. So I'd say that is a win. And and a bard spell. Okay. And what's even better is a lot of the ancient spells, like the ancient HP buffs and stuff like that, those will last us well into the 60s. Is good aggro, but doesn't stack with the SK Pain line. Oh, that's a shame. I didn't know that. So it's good aggro. That means I need to put it on my rogue, right? Nothing is more fun than having the enemy turn on you after you backstab it once and proc a spell. And then suddenly your tank can't get aggro back from you, and you can't backstab. Same with Pally, doesn't stack with the Fury buff. That's lame. Excuse me, sir? There we go. We're about done with the first floor of enemies. Here we go. Oh, he's holding a mace. Okay. What are we gonna get here? Okay. See, now we got really good shaman or druid. One-hand blunt for level 60. That's gonna be a massive win. A mana regeneration. Can't go wrong with that. And a focus ring for casters. Okay, I guess we're just doing this to buff up our casters. Where are my illusions? Here we go. I will. Yeah, creeping. I'll be streaming it tonight. I streamed it last weekend. It's gonna be late in the evenings. I normally stream real early in the morning on like Saturdays and Sundays, but the group isn't gonna be getting together until like 8 p.m. Central. So it's gonna be like 8 p.m. Central, probably till 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And we're getting all the ancient bard spells. Look at this stuff. Yeah, for sure. We'll be on and streaming. We're getting some really good stuff. This way we should be pretty well kept from 50 to 60. Very nice, I'll be tuned. Awesome. I will be on and I'll be ready to go. Okay, we're gonna go to the north wing first this time. Hey, thanks for the follow, Angry. Angry healer, that's always gonna crack me up. If the group isn't making the healer angry, then are we really even doing anything right? And the follow as well. Baldric Bagphalos, thank you. Thank you both for the follow, I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. Oh, well, that was easy. We got a bow of shadows, mask of resilience, an earring, and a shaman ancient spell. Yeah, The bow is really nice. In addition to this ancient spell that we just got for our shaman is going to be really useful too. Okay, so we're going to go through here. We're going to fight the fake Atenha Ra. She always gets at least one fling off. Always at least one fling. Look at the... Oh, we got the lunar fungi. So, pretty good stuff. The lunar fungi is going to be pretty good for us. The mark was 2 slots, was it? Oh, it is. Wrist or waist, it is. That's going to be nice. Okay, let's kill... Now this is where we can get the human illusion, and we have the potential to get 2. We can get at least 2 human illusions here. It'd be cool if we got at least 1. Come on, come on. Damn it. Good helmet, though. Really good belt. And we got the Wand of Everlasting Water. Range primary or secondary. I ran VT last night, got 2 circlets off Blob. You lucky. I'm jealous. That's another reason why I'm excited for Fabled content. Because the Fabled content, they drop Fabled stuff in addition to the basic items. So it essentially becomes... like double loot. You can get the Fabled items in addition to the regular. So we've not gotten a single illusion item here so far, which is kind of a bummer. But maybe this guy will be our saving grace. Fabled is harder difficulty? Yes. Fabled is drastically harder. Damn. We didn't get a single illusion item. We got some good loot, but... Okay, so we got what we needed here mostly. We got some good loot. Let's go kill Atenha Ra. There's the big mama. Yeah, Fabled content is drastically harder. These guys all become like level 75, and like the Plane of Time enemies all become level like 80, 85, and 90. It's drastically harder. Nice. Very nice. That's going to be really good for either our druid or our shaman. Look at that mana regeneration. Arm Guard of Shadows. That will be good for one of the alts. And this piece, the Soul Essence, which is going to be a neck piece turn-in that we'll go get here in just a second. So we're going to go back through and we're going to kill one other boss here. Because there's one boss in a different wing that we couldn't get to. So we're going to kill that guy because he drops a Bane Shissar weapon. Which I already have one of here. Or at least the fabled version of it. The fabled scimitar of Shisar Slang. Which drops from the fabled enemies here, but we'll just get a basic version this time, hopefully. But yeah, we're going to be more than decked out. We've got lots of stuff at 65 now. We got lots of stuff that's good from 55 to 60. So our group should be really well off. Like I said, I'm just trying to get lots of Bard stuff more than anything, because our poor Bard had like no gear going into this group. And so many of us twinked our characters out, but I just want to get him some gear. So we'll have some good ancient spells for him, some other stuff to fill empty slots. Would a Shay kill help him with the harmonized cloak clicky? I don't recall that that at all. Are you talking about like Shay Venatros or whatever her name is? That's in, what zone is that? I always forget about that zone. It's off of Maiden's Eye. Singing mod. There's Greg's End. Increase the singing percentage. Greg's End is a zone I also never hit. The singing mods, I'm sure, are going to be really helpful. Gotta get that singing up and those the brass and percussion improvement stuff so we can actually get some better buffs. Akiva Ruins, there we go. That's it. Yep. Good old Akiva Ruins. I always forget about that place. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Oh, shit. Another shaman clicky. What, 2 minutes to run there and stab it? And our shaman is going to be really well off. Look, another couple of clickies. A Ballast Poison. Umbracite Orb. Alright, I guess this is run through for the shaman, not the bard. Ancient Lifebane. Got some good ancient spells as well. Alright, let's... What was it? Kick? What is that command earlier? Kick P. Let's see here. Nice. You'll love to see it. I think it's just taking a second. Yep. That's a cool command. I'm gonna have to remember that one. Yep. A win is a win. Okay, so we're gonna go do this turn in real quick for the necklace, because that necklace is just gonna be insane for a level 55 character. It's got like 8 mana regeneration, 8 hit point, and 50 attack or something like that. And it's a shame I can never see Rumble Crush or Doomshade up here. Those two guys are just farmed so hardcore on this server. Do this turn in for this soul essence. And yeah, I guess we can go kill Shay. Might as well, right? Two zones over. Yep. Do this turn in real quick. We'll run on over. Nice graphics, bro. All right, let's see here. Oh, I guess everything is glitched here right now. Look at that. They're all glitched out right now. Look at that. This necklace is insane, though. For level 55 character, look at all those stats. And the heroic strength on it. Alright, I'm gonna put on a different illusion skeleton here. We're gonna race over and get our own instance. The red skelly is such a good illusion. I agree. I like the red skeleton. The only one that I want now is like an ice bone skeleton illusion. An ice bone skeleton would be awesome. What item has that illusion? This is... Seriously? Can we not do this whole summoning thing? Yep. You're right, Solteris. It's a Burning Neck Guard of Titan. The server gives me so much hope for Mischief TLP in its long run. I think Mischief is going to end up being an absolutely insane server once it meets live. If they don't just take Mischief and merge it into Furiona V when it meets live, which I doubt they will, but if they keep Mischief alive and well, it's going to replace Furiona V eventually, probably. Because it's the same rule set, the only difference is you get twice the loot. Which is going to be insane in the long run. FE isn't caught up in the actual live servers. Yes, Furiona V is just, it's equal to other live servers. I was saying whenever Mischief gets caught up to live servers. Because Mischief is Furiona V's drop set, just in addition to it's like twice the loot and chaos loot. So you just get the same loot from anything equal to that raid, and you get twice of it. Like two times the amount of it, rather. Eva Ruins. Yeah, Mischief is going to be insane once it hits endgame. The only reason it won't replace Furiona V outright is because the fact they have the boxing limitation on it right now. If they ever remove the boxing limitation from Mischief, then it's just Furiona V+. Random loot won't make a merge happen well. Yeah. That's a good point. Alright, well this is a zone that I really don't ever hit. So let's go up to Shea Venatros up there. If they're smart, they'd keep making Mischief TLPs. Angry Healer, that's a really good point. There's a couple different groups of people I've been playing with on EverQuest recently, and they've all been talking about the same thing. Everybody is really hopeful that the next server, the next TLPs they introduce, they're going to have something like Mischief on it. But I don't know. I really don't know. Died so many times to see invis mobs in this fucking place passing through PTSD. Yup. And now you see why I like to run a rogue. But to be 100% honest, with like the new TLPs, I would love to start fresh on a new TLP. Like when it happens, I want to take like a whole week off work, just grind it out and have a really good time, like with a group of people. But it's got to be a good enough rule set to make me want to start. If it's just another classic Jelinek server where you start out classic and you work through, I am definitely not interested. I don't know if we'll ever see any locked servers after Agnar. No, yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see another locked server. Yeah, I really, really don't suspect that we'll ever see another Agnar. All right, what do we get? What do we get? Levitation cloak. Price ball mask. Let's see here. There's a chunk of people that inhabit it, but not as many people as I thought would have given P99. Yeah. Beniki, at least you could start with Ixars, Kitties, and Beast Lords, so it'd be so great to go to 150 on a Kunark zone instead of the usual Unrest grind fest. If they were smart, they'd have a true vanilla locked for P99 servers with some of the rules P99 servers like. That's another thing, Solterish, that's another thing I've seen people talk about, is they would actually like to see an actual, like, vanilla Kunark Valius locked server for Classic. But my biggest want right now, and I know I've said it a couple of times if you've been here with any of my previous streams, what I want is I want an all-class, all-race combo unlocked server that starts with Gates of Discord or Omens of War, whichever, take your pick. I just want it to start like Classic up to Gates of Discord, or it's a true, any class can be any race combo, period. And I want it to have free trade like Furion V, and I want it to be something similar to that. Isn't that what Agnar tried to be? That Agnar cost money. Yeah. Agnar cost money. Ixar Ranger. Ogre Wizard. Yep. Yeah, all TLPs technically cost money for now. The only exception being Agnar, I think, because it's now free to play. Or wait, didn't Agnar merge into something? Aren't they merging Agnar into something if they haven't already? Oh, but still POP locked. Oh, that's impressive. I didn't realize. I thought they were going to merge it or get rid of it. If they had a free-to-play Classic-based game, I bet people would love it. Because it would have all the quality of life updates that a lot of people want. But also, being Classic, it would still be really cool for a lot of people. But like I said, I just want something that is like all class, all race. And let's change that song. But I want the free trade, randomized loot appeal. What? There's still people that raid on Agnar? I had no idea, because a buddy of mine was playing on Agnar and he was really happy because he had like a whole guild he was a part of, but he ended up moving over to Rizlona. That's impressive. I didn't realize people still did that. It's not even close to dead on top end. That's impressive. One guild has tanked Quorum with every class. Imagine if they had like achievements for that. I like the no boxing servers. It's always annoying to see a 20-box army coming through and roll everything. Carthorn, that is a huge pet peeve of mine as well. I am okay with like multi-boxing if you're limited to like 2 or 3 characters. Like I'm typically okay with like 2 or 3 characters when it comes to boxing. But if I see like a box army of, 30, 40 people doing their own raid and it's not an emulated server, it does kind of piss me off. Like if you're out there and you're having fun and you're doing your thing, don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing your fun. but like if you're boxing more than 3 characters on a live server, it's like, come on. My 3 is about all I can handle. 4 was just too much to control well. Well, you see here, like these characters I have up right now, I have 6 characters up. I am not actively playing these characters, so I can just alt-tab through and cast my spells and be done with them. That's the extent of boxing for me, so... Alright, we're gonna go kill a big snake boy. Emperor Sra, because he's going to drop some pretty good stuff for us. Him and Vazadra the Cursed can both drop some really good loot for us. I can't believe I actually had to allow that message. 3 is about all I can handle too. I'm not going to use programs. Same. That Berserker Epic is sexy. Yeah. I can't believe I had to allow that message. That's funny. The Blood Frenzy still sell well? Probably. A lot of these old school weapons will still sell pretty well. 3 here too, the ability to pop mercs. And yep. See, that's what I'll do elsewhere. I'll run 3 characters and I'll have boxes. Or not boxes, I'll have mercs. So it's like 3 characters, 3 mercs. And the hard stuff will be ran by mercs. All the fun stuff will be run by me. Actually thinking about dropping a couple chrono on Agnar and leveling through the old world again. Every time I watch you stream, I want to dive back into live and just move to Furion V. Oh yeah. See, that's my true end game, is I just want to get people into EverQuest again, so they'll come back and play on Furion V with me. I want to make you miss the game, so you come back and play the game with me. Generally run 3 tunes and 1 merc, with 2 mercs suspended for bosses, tough encounters. Yeah, that's pretty similar elsewhere. Like when I'm doing level 120 content, I'll typically have like 4 characters and I'll have 2 mercs. I'll have like a either a tank merc or a DPS merc, or a healer merc and a DPS merc. And then I'll have my characters doing all the fun stuff. Because healer mercenaries are still pretty good at level 120, especially if you have gear on them. I wind up coming back every couple of years, just signed up for 6 months. Welcome back. I hope you find a good guild and people who are willing to play with you. Because you got some good options depending on the server you're on. I always say this, but anytime, if you do come back to the game and you're playing on Furion V, get yourself into the guild Emerald Alliance. I think there's like Emerald Alliance Reborn. I don't know if they've had to like make a whole second guild because of how popular they are, but there's a guild called Emerald Alliance that like welcomes people in. Like they're super nice, super generous. They'll take anybody in. Time to kill moon snakes? Hell yes. You're gonna be, I don't remember when my guys were born, a long time ago. That's general idea. Yeah, a lot of people's characters were created a long ass time ago. The only problem is I think there was a thing where, like a decade ago, whenever they merged some servers, a whole bunch of characters were lost. Your guild went poof, hence reborn. Don't know the details, but I heard the chatter in general when it happened. Oh, that's a shame. But I'm glad that there's like another guild for it. I remember seeing the Emerald Alliance Reborn. I didn't know what that was about though. Yes, time to kill some moon snakes. This is probably one of my old school favorite raiding zones, because of the sheer amount of time that I spent in Sra Temple back in the day. I spent a whole lot of time here farming for the Vashir mask in addition to raiding. Between me and my brother, we raided quite a bit in this zone. The first of many zones with too few vowels. Yep. Man, I remember whenever Gates of Discord dropped and everyone was just like, what the fuck? How do I pronounce these names? What is up with this? Oh, here. Since we're here, let's do this. We can be one, too. Even the devs didn't always agree on how the name sounded. And yes, this is snake on snake violence, for sure. God naming convention, pick 8 to 12 random consonants from a pool, including as many X's and Z's as possible. Add one vowel. Yep. Oh my god. Fucking, what is it? Sivu, Lair of the Elite, Takvi, Seed of the Slaver. All of those zones. Kivik, Ukwa. All of those zones, man. That was something else. April 2003, when my shaman was born, 20-year anniversary this year. Holy shit, congrats. 20 years, dude. That's something special, man. How old is this character? I've got 90 days of played time. He was made 3 years ago. Because I sadly can give your shaman a beer next year. Right? Yeah, your shaman's a legal adult next year, dude. That's insane. I wish I had access to my original characters and my original accounts, but young me made some really stupid decisions. Just an FYI, there's a rare named near Curse Cycle Disciple Yelwins and drops a singing mod item for Bard. I think I've seen that one before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that one before. I'm really hoping to see the Vashir mask guy up too. All these damn traps. Oh, he's holding a sword. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Let's see what we got here. Oh, Scimitar of Oak, the druid weapon. That's going to be good for our druid. Look at that. You don't really see that often. That is an old school item. Yeah, it does have that cool graphic on it. All right. Make our way back down. Yeah, this whole raiding zone has so many good drops in it. I used to always say that Seraw Temple is where you get the weapons, Vexthal is where you get the armor and the gear, and that's what kind of combined the two end-game zones for Luclin. But more than anything, Vexthal is where you get the pain and suffering, especially if you're trying to clear that zone endgame content. All the horror stories, I've had people come into chat and tell me about what Vexthal feels like with endgame content. That is a hard pass for me. That's why there will never be a Luckland Cap server. Do you farm Planet Time and Omens of War raids too? Yes. Yeah, Crump Lord, I do. I actually just did Planet Time about 45 minutes ago. But yeah, I always go through and do Planet Time. And Omens of War raids I love to hit. It's no wonder Planes of Power was so popular for raiding instead of Vexthal Sraw. Yep. Oh, he's holding the claws. About to get a good weapon, I think. Yeah, Planes of Power for my guild was incredibly popular for raiding. We all loved it, because so many of us were geeks about the lore of EverQuest, and everyone had so many like rumors and like theories of what they thought we were gonna get for Planet Time. Got the Beast Lord weapon for our Beast Lord. Look at that. Damage 13, delay 17. Alright. Got a hookup for our Beast Lord if he wants it. Sleeves. Look at that. No level requirement sleeves. Some good EXP spots for small groups. Tactics Pit was great. Level 63 mobs for days, never ran out. Yeah, Tactics is another one of my favorite zones for leveling. Planet Tactics, Temple of, like Soul Rose Temple, because those enemies were level 65. Do those scale down with level? Yes. Bastion of Thunder was GOAT, favorite of all time. Bastion of Thunder I spent a ridiculous amount of time in. For both like leveling and for raiding. I love Bastion of Thunder. But yeah, these claws they're level recommended, not level required. Oh, sorry, never mind. They are level required, not level recommended. I apologize. So at level 58, you can use these. A lot of this stuff is usually level recommended here, so they scale down with level. But that item is surprisingly actually level required. Oh yeah, Bastion of Thunder was a badass time. I still remember camping on the Earth pad and Bastion of Thunder and just spending days there leveling. About to kill the High Priest. And I think the other dude, what is his name? I always forget his name. Yeah. Zerish the Creator. Good old XTC. There we go. Traps disabled. Those elevators in Seraw Temple are straight out of Stargate. Oh, he's holding a hammer. Nice. Somebody's gonna get the hookup. Oh no. They're still coming. Big loot's in here today? Yep. I thought I was able to get out of his aggro range, but... Alright, what did we get? What did we get? High Priest. We got Blackout. Look at that. Terrifying Darkness and a brief stun. Cool graphic on it too. Oh, nice. The no level requirement clicky. It's got a level required for the clicky itself, but still a win. Supple Onyx chains. Some of this stuff will just be entirely outclassed by other items. Like even Defiant gear is way better than some of this stuff. Let's go kill Mr. Creator over here. Chains for legs and arms. Yeah, a lot of the stuff during this era, they were constantly like made to fit in multiple slots. Best thing about Fear V is being an altaholic. Can pass Defiant around each time I re-roll. Yep. Any of this gear that I get, I can just pass around from character to character. I'll occasionally get people who will message me, be like, "Hey man, I just came back to the game. Thanks for so-and-so, thanks for streaming," or something like that. And I'll just parcel over a whole bunch of gear. So they get to live the twinked out dream of being a level 1 character with 5,000 hit points. You can just beat anything up that you want. That's what I'm here for. Got bracers, caster bracers, and what is this? Ooh, caster dagger. Look at that. Damage 14, delay 16. Hey, thanks for the follow, Ruskin. Thanks for sticking around. And Crumplord, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate both of you. I once got a random tell while fighting somewhere, and he gave me a whole bag of level 75 raid armor just to make space in his bank. See, that's what I'm talking about elsewhere. That's what happens to me a lot. I'll get so much stuff just like compacted onto my character that I run out of space. Like I've got a whole separate account of 12 characters that are just full of pack mule loot that I just need to get rid of. But sometimes like I'll be online doing it by myself and there's no one here to give loot to. So I'll just transfer all over to an alt and go shopping whenever I want to make a new character. Or if like I said, if someone messaged me, sometimes I'll just toss over everything I have just to get out of my bank. All right, we're gonna go down to the basement now. Fight Vazadra the Cursed, or whatever you want to call him. All right. This is definitely like the easiest part of the encounter. I did something similar years ago, gave away a load of Defiant gear to level 30 streamer, had 4 views. It was like Christmas Day for him, and no loss for me. Exactly. I remember back whenever you could claim Defiant gear. They used to have it set so you could actually claim entire boxes full of Defiant gear, but for some reason they decided just to make it drop everywhere. But I used to have like a whole slew of things that I could claim that was just like Defiant gear equivalent for your level. It was really depressing when I came back in 2020 and I saw that wasn't there. Hey, was that Defiler you were just talking about earlier? I feel like it was. I think somebody made a comment about that Defiler earlier. Oh, Yowans, never mind, never mind. All these random names confuse me. Should be on the map, don't remember which hole he hides. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So many levels to this zone. And for those who are unfamiliar, I am trying to get the cursed ring to start spawning. You have to kill a whole bunch of the taskmasters and the wardens on this floor, and then there's 2 other named that we have to kill to get him to spawn. You just gotta go to like each individual corner of this basement area. Alright, now we gotta go up to the 2nd floor. 2nd floor of the basement, I should say. Up here at the top of the temple. Two more of these guys to kill. Oh, there he is. Disciple Yeowans. Another guard belt. Alright, so our Uno voice of the serpent. It was worth a try though, since he was right there. Let's crawl up right here. He should be spawning in about 5 seconds. There we go. Now imagine if Agent of Change were not in the game, none of this would be possible. Oh yeah, dude. Elsewhere, up until September of 21, when Agents of Change were added back, these guys were camped so religiously that I never saw them up. And because of it, it made the loot sell for ridiculous prices. But now, since anybody with a group of 6 characters can spawn these guys, the loot is much more plentiful and people get to have a lot more fun. As it should be. AOC added so much to the game, yeah. I don't think I would have stuck around without Agents of Change. 100% same. Yeah, if Agents of Change was not here, I would not have stuck around as long as I have. Oh, single kill. Single hit kill, I'll take it. Yeah, if Agents of Change wasn't here, I wouldn't have wasted my time sticking around. I wouldn't have fun stuff like this to do. Alright, what do we get? We got the one-hand slashing. Super rare item, because it's got delay 16 on it. It's one of the only weapons in the game with a delay of 16. Which is basically the biggest problem with P99 faces. Yeah, mobs permacamped. Yeah, that's not fun. Mobs being permacamped is not a good time for anybody, in my opinion. And we got some really good stuff. Tons of level 65 stuff. Or sorry, 55 stuff. Hammer of the Sun. We got a cleric hammer on it with Dawn Call. It's more of a meme item than anything. Hey, Blood Frenzy. Speaking of Blood Frenzy, somebody was asking about this earlier. Would you look at that? It was the Blade of Carnage 2.0. Circle of Smoke. Got the gate clicky. Yeah, the book with mana regeneration on it. This is a win. We got some really good stuff. Let's see what Blood Frenzy even sells for. Oh, it would help if I could spell. There's actually not any for sale. Permacamp mobs on P99 is more of a reflection of the type of person that plays there. That's also very real. I love the idea of P99, but that's the main reason I will never raid on it. Start the sell price at 1 million. See, that's hilarious. One person saying I'll give you 2 PP for it, the other one saying sell it for 1 million. You'll love to see it. And no, I will not take platinum for it. If you want it, let me know and I'll send it to you. Because our group doesn't have a warrior, so if you want the Blood Frenzy, I'll just hook you up with it. It's not going to do me any good, but if we get a Blade of Carnage, that can sell pretty well, because that's a no level recommended weapon. See, this one still sells for like 100,000 platinum. Speaking of, we need to hit Avatar of War soon. No need. I've been playing on Fear and V for many years. Oh. That's fair enough. That is super fair. Oop. I did not mean to do that. The idea and spirit of P99 is amazing, but the entire raid scene is filled with people that are truly mentally ill. That's not far off from what I've heard from several different people. I've heard some very, very highly negative things about the people on P99. Never managed to get into Warriors, but I guess because I don't raid, never needed to. Well, I love Warriors. I think Warriors are a lot of fun. The problem is I don't typically like to tank for groups. Oh, look at this. We got the guy that drops the Bashir mask. He's up. Let's see if it drops. I camped this guy so many times. I would literally have my rogue just sitting over here waiting for this guy to spawn. I remember camping here for like 2 days straight back when I was 13 or 14. Just trying to get that damn mask. I say mentally ill and I truly mean it. A lot of the leadership is individual that have far too much time for others. Yeah. Like I said, like what you're saying, Valen, I've heard a lot of people say that and much worse about the raiding scene in P99. I've heard a lot of very, very negative things. That's why I will never touch the raiding scene in P99. That's why if I do go there, I'm just there for a grouping time, a fun time, because all the regular people who are playing P99, they're just there to have fun, like level, are very nice. And the first 2 days of me playing on P99 just recently last month, starting as a level 1 druid, I had 3 different people approach me, give me free buffs, free platinum, like 50 or 60 platinum a pop, which is rich at level 1 or 2. And just say, good luck, have fun, and walk away. Tons and tons of people who were just like, hey, here, have some platinum and loot, and go have fun. I still have a warrior on P99 red, but it's dead out there and no option to migrate somewhere else. That's another problem, too. Nulak, that's another major problem, and not being able to move somewhere else, and it's kind of a dead server. Leveling is super fun if you just ignore the bat phone guild drama. Yeah, if I have someone ever want to call me at 3 o'clock in the morning to go kill Nagathan or one of the Temple of Ishan bosses, I would lose my mind. Is it fun to play on EQ Live? Nulak, I have a lot of fun on EQ Live. Because number one, you can still play free, so it doesn't cost you any money. But if you want to pay extra money, you do get some nice benefits to it. And there is a lot of people playing on Live. As many people have said, P99 is great from 1 to 59. Yeah, I've heard that all too often. A lot. Even on Warriors, it's possible to solo a bit? Oh, 100%. 100%. You can essentially solo on almost any class now. Thanks for the answer, by the way. You're welcome. If you come and play on EverQuest now, live, you can also get mercenaries that will help you level from 1 to 120. So even if you just want to play by yourself, you can essentially use a mercenary and you can have the time of your life. You can level really molo is what people call it, because you're mercenary soloing. You can do that easily until like level 65. With like even shit gear, you can molo yourself to 65. So just getting the gear as you're going, like Defiant gear, all that other stuff, they make it as easy as possible to quickly level at least like 1 to 60 by yourself. Let's see if that guy dropped the mask earlier. He did. Look at that. We got a Vashir mask. Let me see if I can summon my banker. Summon banker. We got the... Ooh, we got the blood cord. Look at that. No level requirement. No level requirement. We got some really good stuff here. I've actually never really played past Gates of Discord, so the amount of buttons on your screen is interesting. Yes, that's another thing a lot of people say as well. There are a whole lot more buttons down here than you would normally see. Because they didn't really introduce and enforce disciplines being a real thing until Gates of Discord, Omens of War. So as a rogue, I essentially had backstab. I would turn auto attack on and I would only be hitting backstab with the occasionally hide and sneak. Now, all of these abilities and endgame content, I use all of these abilities that are down here at the bottom left. I use all those on a regular basis. They're all either disciplines or advancements. That's nuts. Yeah, it's a whole different game than what people are used to these days. EverQuest was... They did that is because... The reason they did that is because so many other games and MMOs at level, at level cap, at level 60, 70, 80, whatever the level cap is, you have a slew of buttons that you press. And EverQuest just doesn't... EverQuest needed to join the 20th century when it comes to other buttons, as far as the developers were concerned. So that's why you have a slew of abilities and buttons now. With disciplines, AA, spells, and clickies, it's a button fest. Yes, it is. It's a whole thing these days. That's the one bad thing about P99 stuff, along with the bat phones. The Earth staff is permacamped by kill parties. Age has all the pieces, but that one. Yep. 1 million platinum. That's ridiculous. I think what stops me a bit from getting back into past the TLPs, you deal with piano rotations in WoW. EQ is chill time. That's a real thing, Valen. A lot of people play EverQuest because they don't want to have to press more than a couple of buttons, so that's fair. But if you plan to play without focusing on raids and shit, you'll be golden. Yeah, P99, like I said, I've got literally no complaints about P99. Let me proc some of my abilities here so this guy dies. This guy's just not dying right now. Yeah, and in general, if you just play like 1 to 70, you're not going to have that many buttons to press. Look at how much HP Emperor Straw had. He has a lot of hit points, but you also have to think, I'm not hitting him with any abilities other than my weapon procs right now. Like, occasionally I'm hitting him with a different ability, but he's resisting all of my normal poisons. Because he's a snake, he's completely immune to my other poisons. And yeah, I do have a Bane weapon I could throw on, but I typically just rather kill him with my weapon perks. All right, what did we get here? Did we get something good? We got a ring. That's going to be really good for us. Really, really good melee ring. We got the cloak that he pretty much always drops and the shield that he pretty much always drops. Damn, no mount. Let's see what he dropped for spells. No ancient spells. Still pretty good loot though. You just harm touch him? Yeah, gotta love harm touch for that. No need to do damage if you just nuke him. Alright, let's get some of these debuffs off of us. So we've hit pretty much all of Luckland. We hit all the planes for the most part, as far as like the decent planes. I guess let's hit TACV now. Chrono is 8.5 million. It's usually more expensive that the buyers try to buy it at 8.5 million, but typically I see Chrono sell for like 9 million or so right now. Time to head out. First time I've seen your stream live. Had a good time. Thanks. Hey, thanks for stopping by, nobody. I appreciate it. We'll be back on tonight for those who are interested. We're not ending stream yet, but I will be on tonight with our grind group. So around like 8 o'clock Central, we're going to have our grind group starting from level 50. Hey, thanks for the follow, Valen. Thanks for sticking around. I'm glad to have you guys. We got a few more things that we want to hit for sure. Oh, thank you as well, Junior Sama, for the follow. Thank you. We're getting some new people in here. I appreciate it. So we are going to go hit some Gates of Discord content now, because we've knocked out a lot of the old school stuff. Actually, before we hit Gates of Discord, I want to kill the Avatar War real quick. I want to see if we can get us a Blade of Carnage. So yeah, Plane of Time, Plane of Earth B, Plane of Fire, Bastion of Thunder, Vexthal, Akiva Ruins, Raw Temple. We've been hammering this stuff out today. Time for some Valius. Yes, we're going to hit some Valius. I'm going to slap around King Tormax in the Avatar War real quick. Sleepers is the same Agent of Change, just saying. Yeah. I don't hit Sleepers very often just because all that gear is level 55 required and the stats on it just don't justify the level requirement. I get why it's that way, but it just... Sleeper's Tomb is just such a skippable zone for the loot. I love it for the nostalgia. You know, Sleeper and the dragons and stuff like that. It's such an awesome time. I love going back and hitting that zone. But just due to the fact that the loot is so skippable, I almost never hit it. I've not played EQ in a long time. Can you explain how AOC works? Okay. So Agents of Change was something that was introduced during time lock progression servers. Since there was a flood of so many new people coming to try to get content, there were so many guilds trying to get the same content. Rather than make everybody wait on repops, Agents of Change were introduced, so as long as you have at least a group of 6 people, you can request your own instance of that zone. So like this, I just got my own expedition for Kael Drakal, so only I can go into that zone, or anybody I invite, and there's automatically going to be all the bosses up. You have King Tormax, Avatar War, the bosses that are normally camped religiously in open world zones. You can get your own instance of it as long as you have 6 people. But they introduced that to help combat the sheer number of people trying to play. So they just stand outside all of the zones. Yeah, most of the raid zones, there's just an agent of change outside of those zones. Like, say, if you want to go to, like, Plane of Growth, there's just an agent of change sitting in the Awakening Lands. If you want to go to Kale Drakal, Sleeper's Tomb, there's an agent outside of Kale Drakal. If you want your own instance of North Temple of Ishan, there's an agent of change just sitting outside in Western Waste. All of the old school raid zones that were once open world zones now have an agents of change version of them that you can request for yourself. So like Classic, Kunark, Valius, all the way up through Planes of Power, and even some of Gates of Discord. But after Gates of Discord, it's completely, they never needed to, because everything after is all instanced. Are folks just multi-boxing to get the 6 required players? In most cases, yes. Unless you have 5 other people you actually want to do that with. Yeah, most of the time it's just people running 6 characters. Like, I've got 6 characters up, or 5 characters up in the background. I'm not doing anything with them, I just have them in game in a group so I can get my own instance. But in like TLP servers, it's not like that. Most TLPs don't allow boxing. You're welcome. I try to make sure I give everybody an answer whenever they ask something, so mercs work for a lot of the agents of change as well to fill the player requirement. That's true too, yeah. A lot of the old school zones, mercs can count for that. So like if you want your own Lord Nagathan Solby entrance, if you have 3 characters and 3 mercs. Oh, holy shit. Thank you for the Prime, Ruskin. Thank you for the Prime subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's very kind of you. There's a lot of places you can be watching EverQuest content. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Alright, what do we get? King Tormax. Oh, Malik as well with the Prime. Thank you. Thank you, that's awesome. Thank you. You're more entertaining than most of them. Well, thank you as well, Angry. I appreciate it. I try not to tread on other people's territory of EverQuest streaming, so I just want to carve out my own little area of EverQuest entertainment, so. But thank you both, I appreciate it. Oh, holy shit. Angry, thank you for the 500 bits. Thank you. You guys are all being very, very awesome right now. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad people still like to watch EverQuest stuff as much as I enjoy to play it, so. Alright, so we got some pretty decent stuff from Avatar War. We got about 4 bags full of loot. I think it's been a pretty good morning so far. And now we can kill Derekor the Vindicator. We'll kill the statue, the idol, and the Avatar War. Get us some pretty good stuff from these guys. The fun part will be organizing the loot to pass out. Yeah, that's going to be a real thing. Because I made this guild so I can have a guild bank for situations like this, but the guild bank has already been filled since last weekend. So guess I'll just have to make another character and just put this stuff on an alt. for the Groot. So whenever people want it and or need it, I can just distribute it that way. We'll figure it out. Oh man. So without Agents of Change, stuff like this especially would not be possible. Because this, like Ralos, the statue of Ralosek, the Idol, the Avatar War, were like the most camped guys on Fariana V from my perspective. Every single time I would come to try to find these guys, they were always dead. Because of how good the loot they drop is. It's just amazing for level 1 characters. Got the good old chest plate, Cloak of Falling Stars, and a Reaver. Going from killing the statue to actually confronting him in the next expansion was so good. Yeah. BP great for Shaman. I'm surprised we didn't get a breastplate of eradication. Oh, and here we go. We got the Supernova Clicky with 2 casts on it. Not bad stuff. All right. We're here for the big boys. Watching you clear these iconic raid mobs is blowing my mind. It still makes me happy to be able to do it even these days, even though how many times I've done it, it still makes me happy to be able to do it. It's easier to do epics now on live. Oh yes. Yeah, Nulak, if you do epics on live now, it is so much easier. Because so many people sell the necessary items, and it's cheap stuff too. Like on Fariana V, if you sell a chrono, you'll probably get anywhere from 8.5 to 9 million platinum. And that's more than enough platinum to both gear up your character, afford any pieces that you need for your epic, and actually like typically hire people for help if you need it. What kills me with the current live EQ is seeing people with 500,000 health and higher and the damage output. Let's put it this way. My rogue has, you know, like 500,000 hit points. I am not raid tier geared. AOC means mobs can be up. Yeah. But yeah, my rogue is not like top tier raid gear. I'm missing a lot of stuff that a rogue should have for raiding at level 120. Like most rogues that you see are probably going to have like 600,000 hit points. Their damage is going to be twice as good. Not to mention the gear that's dropping now from the first tier of Knight of Shadows. Like my daggers have like, you know, 12.8 thousand hit points. Those weapons in the first raid tier have like almost 15,000 hit points on them. I remember having the pre-nerf guys at Deceiver. Is it possible to loot pre-nerf? Yes, you can get pre-nerf items from something called golden tickets. Yeah, you can get something called golden tickets for like your alternate currency for loyalty tokens. These golden tickets you can turn into a casino person in Shadowhaven, and you can get pre-nerf items. So you can get like the pre-nerf guys of the Deceiver. You can get the Holgrish Elder Beads that summons the Eye of Zom that people used to use to like check areas whenever you were worried about dying. Yeah, you can get those old items now. Speaking of like golden tickets, that's something I was planning on doing like for a giveaway. Let's see here. Because I know so many people want to get those old items. Let's see here, golden ticket. Let's just try it without the S. No one's even selling one right now, which is kind of surprised. Maybe it's just gold ticket. Yeah, here we go. It's called gold ticket. You just take this one gold ticket, take it to the casino person. I'll just buy one and I'll show you what it looks like, but you can get some really cool stuff. Come on, fingers crossed. Maybe a Blade of Carnage. We got one. Yes. Yes. Super cool. We got a We got a BOC, we got the Flayed Barbarian skin leggings, and we got the helmet. Very cool. A win is a win. Here, but let's do this. Gold ticket. We're going to buy one of these, and I'm going to show you guys. You can manipulate the outcome of the gold ticket. Let's say there are 12 items in the prize pool. If you already own the other 11, it will... Yeah, that sounds about right. Since most of the items I've gotten, I've already like given away or moved to other characters. I'm sure it's just going to give me something stupid. It's probably going to try to give me like another Guise of the Deceiver or something like that. There's like the old school cleric gauntlets that changes between gauntlets and a hammer, I'm pretty sure. If anybody remembers what that is, that was something that you used to be able to get. There's the transmute gauntlets that change between gauntlets and a hammer. You could get that still. Oh, let me actually go to my parcel person first. Or can I summon it? I wonder. Da-da. No. Vibrating gauntlets of the infuse. Of course, I know. Of course, I know them. I'm an angry healer. Yep. Dude, clerics used to be hilarious back in the day. They're still pretty good with melee, from what I've heard, but I remember old school clerics with their yelp. They'd activate their yelp and they'd just be sitting over there hammering away at stuff. Little paladins is what they are. I remember watching a cleric tank our Plane of Time boss back in the day. That was a solid time. Like it was, we were still like, I think it was just Gates of Discord. But I remember watching one of our clerics tank. It was Saren and Terrace Thule. Whenever we were going through Plane of Time, because our cleric was like, I've got almost just as much AC as our tanks. I bet I can do it just fine. And he did it just fine. We had a cleric who was like battle tanking. Of course, we had to wait like 10 minutes to start attacking so he wouldn't lose aggro. Alright, let's go to Shadowhaven. Show you guys this little turn in. We can see what we can get. I'm actually kind of hopeful. I don't know what to expect. It's been a while since I've been here. How are golden tickets produced? Where do they come from? I'll show you that as well. Give it to this guy right here. We got Scimitar of the Mistwalker. I honestly don't even remember where this comes from. The good old Mistwalker graphic. I mean, it's really not good, but I'm guessing the pet is what was meant to be good back in the day. One of the first pet weapons, I'm sure. Back in the day, I wanted that so badly. Too funny. I feel like that about a lot of this stuff. That's why I try to hit a lot of this content, at least on like a weekly basis, because it all scratches that nostalgic itch of like the time spent back in the day to get these items. Wife wanted those so much on her Ranger. Drops from Vox, safe to post links. I don't think so elsewhere. I don't know. I haven't really messed with my bot to do anything with that, unfortunately. You can try, though. I don't know if it will actually let you post it, though. You've got me motivated to farm some twin gear for some lobies. Hell yeah. The good news is, as you can see, how easy it is to do it. Yeah, sorry, Else. It doesn't look like it worked. I have to mess with my bot to be able to allow links. At one point, they had to nerf Miss Walker because the pet would hang out around and could be buffed. Oh shit, I didn't know that. There's only 9 of those on P99 servers combined. Okay, so suddenly it actually does feel pretty rare. Maybe, I guess I'll have to give it to our druid and let him play with it tonight. The good days when I used to raid with Fire and the Fury. Yeah, aren't they still around? I feel like they're still around. Not played in a few years. I know you can allow bots to allow certain domains, so it might be worth whitelisting places like Alakazam. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. You gave me Brells? Oh, did you? Thank you. And here, since we're doing Gates of Discord content, I figured I might as well follow suit and just look like the enemies were about to go beat up. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to whitelist. Alakazam. Oh, nice. That was a hefty jump into hit points, too. That's like another 10,000 hit points. Very nice. So there's 2 different enemies, or 2 different zones we're going to get expeditions of. We're going to get a Agent of Change for Sivu here, because there's a boss at the end that drops really fat loot for us. Not that you need it, but it was near you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. P99 Wiki has a bunch of useful information, which is very useful. Still use it today. I love the commitment to P99. Not just like the player base, but like the team that put it together. That's like crazy good commitment to it. But I am entirely too lazy to commit to a server like that. Gonna get our little Agent of Change guy over here. Oh, someone was here recently. I really wonder if we'll ever see a true EverQuest successor. Newlack, that's a really hard question, man. Like, or a statement, I should say. Because I know a lot of people were really, really hyped for Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen. But that seems to be going kind of south, so... I'd love to see an EverQuest remake with new engines, yeah. Sometimes I feel like I should be playing the other 5,000 games that have released in the last 10 years, but there's so much good stuff sitting in my backlog. I was hyped for EverQuest Next. RIP. Same here. I'm just thankfully not one of the people that spent any money on it, because a buddy of mine had like one of the packs for EverQuest Next Landmark. He spent like $300 on it, I think. And when it ended up crashing and burning, he lost all of his progress and had nothing to show for it. Monsters and Memories. Is that supposed to be a game, Versifier? Is that a game? Because if that's the case, that doesn't sound familiar to me. I have a hard time backing projects because of that reason. Yeah. Same here, Malik. I don't ever want to spend money on a Kickstarter campaign like that. Star Citizen, where ships can be yours for only... oh my Jesus. 30 grand. Part of why EverQuest was so good is because nothing was ever truly widely known about the content, at least up through Planes of Power. See, that I had a theory about that recently, Fallon. I was talking to some other people, and I was talking about how EverQuest in general, part of the reason why so many of us still crave EverQuest to this day, my theory is the fact of how much content there was, but how little we knew about it. And there was so much content that we missed that a lot of us could have just sunk hours upon hours into, and we never really would have known what we were missing. That's why, for me, that's why I love it so much. There's so much to EverQuest that I still don't know to this day. The game indeed. Oh, keep an eye on A Loving Robot on Twitch. Yeah, I watch him sometimes. That's good to know. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. Thanks for the follow, Internet Superstar. That's a hell of a name, buddy. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Alright, so this is another boss that actually has... he's immune to melee damage. The only thing that can damage him is pets, spells, and mercenaries. I remember playing the release of EverQuest and 11 years went by. That's so real. That's such a real thing. So many people invested so much time. Just played EverQuest 1 for the first time this week. Gonna play the new TLP in May. Oh, hell yeah. That's an EverQuest first timer. You don't see very many of those. Sorry for Caps was doing taxes. That's no problem. Don't worry about it. That's awesome though. Well, welcome to EverQuest. You got 24 years worth of content you can mess around with. And yeah, I'm hella excited for the new TLP in May as well, depending on the server rule list. Once the internet as information source took over, it also ripped the Shroud of Mystery off EverQuest content. It kind of did, Valen. It kind of did, but I think there's also still so much that'll... I don't know. There's just something about the mystery about the old school EverQuest stuff that's just so badass. TLP, time lock progression server. The new time lock progression servers that we're supposed to get in May. Lots of similarities to SOE's other games like PlanetSide on life support, but nothing even close to replacing it. Yeah. But EverQuest these days, in my opinion, seems to not only not be on like life support, EverQuest seems to be thriving. Because there's so many people that played it back in the day that didn't have too much money, but a lot of people now have a lot more money because a lot of people that grew up with EverQuest now have full-time jobs, they have careers, they have families. So a lot of people have a lot more money to dispose on income, like disposable income, I should say, to spend on EverQuest. So it feels like EverQuest is thriving more than ever. When did they announce the new rule set? I think it's supposed to be April. People have theories because they say that they have insider information. I'm not going to talk about who those people are, but some people say they have insider information of what they think the TLPs are going to be. You see that on P99 where people have every zone pathing and spawn timers memorized. Yeah, Valen, that's super real. There are some people who are super committed. I made the mistake of going from EverQuest to WoW when people don't realize if it's not for EverQuest, WoW would not be around. That's true, but also Ultima Online is also a good predecessor to EverQuest that was like a good stepping stone. All right, let's kill this guy. But yeah, if it were not for EverQuest, there are a lot of games these days that would either not exist or not be the same. Back in the day, you had Lottazol and Stormfeather on lockdown. Oh, good old Lottazol, the giant shell boy. A friend said it will mirror a really popular TLP, but with free trade and double drops. Have you heard of the name? Yeah. A lot of people suspect it. The server you're talking about is called Mischief. So there have been some people who say that it's going to mirror Mischief. Quillmane, I still hate that flying donkey so much. I'd argue the opposite. If WoW didn't take off like it did, I think the other MMOs would have eventually closed shop. That's another true point, Valen. Oh yeah. Superstar, let me put it this way. If the new TLP mimics Mischief or something similar to it, I'm 100% gonna sink a whole bunch of time into it. Because I sadly missed the hype train that was Mischief when it was a new server. I joined Mischief about a year later, and it's still incredibly popular. Even 2 years later almost, it's still very popular. But if another Mischief-like server hops in, I'm 100% gonna be there. I'll make a guild, I'll invite anybody who wants to join me. I would love that. That would be awesome. Oh, look at this. We got some really good loot. Damn. Oh, our Shadow Knight's gonna be hooked up. Look at that. We got an insane Shadow Knight one-hander. Let's see here. You had a good decade of studios chasing the next WoW. Yes. Even I would be tempted to play a Chaos Loot TLP, and I don't do TLPs as a rule. Yeah. I'm already hyped, but still so far out. Yeah, we have a ways. We have a ways to go for the next TLP, because it's going to be in May. But you can betcha when it happens, if it's going to be a rule set like that, I'm into it. I will 100% be there if it's a good rule set. Enough time to get that 4090 to run EQ on. I'm running a 3090 Ti, and a 4090, I can only imagine what it'll do to the game. I hate what they did to Star Wars Galaxies, my favorite game of all time after WoW released. They were chasing that success. I would like a TLP server where all the classes are available from the start. And all seasonal events run all the time. That'd be badass Versifier. That would be awesome. EQ uses CPU more than GPU, does it not? You are correct. It does still require a good chunk of GPU usage if you're running everything on it, but it does require a much more hefty CPU than anything. P99 on a 48-inch OLED and 4K looks interesting. Yeah. See, the funny thing about P99 is it's going to look the same whether you run it on one of these old monitors with the curved screens. You know what I'm talking about? The old giant monitors, the giant tunnel monitors with a curved screen. It's going to look the same on that as it will a 4K TV. Mini keys as close to that as you will get. Oh yeah, for the unlock. I'm telling you, man. Like Chaos Loot, Double Loot, Free Trade like Mischief. But all class, all race combos, I would be there so fast. New UI engine they were working on should help with the larger screen resolution. I'm hoping that fixes it too. Because I don't know if you've seen... There's a couple streamers I've seen that have like the big, long, curved widescreen monitors, and EverQuest just looks funky on their stream, in my opinion. Like, because they got like the whole bar all across the bottom that's just like blocked out, and you can tell that on their like widescreen monitor. I'm sure it looks good in person, but on stream it just looks funky. I know we just made this run, but we made this run in our own Agent of Change. We're going to make this run in the open world zone, and we're going to see if this guy is up here as well. So we can get double loot. But yeah, that new UI engine they keep talking about, I suspect that's going to fix a lot of the problems with like the widescreen and the big screen stuff. Because I run on 1440p, and it looks fine for the most part, but if you get to like the widescreen stuff, that really starts to look pretty odd. Audio only now, playing EQ with Radio VV in the background. Alright, no problem elsewhere. New EverQuest or remake confirmed, Amazon involved. I saw something that was along those lines. I don't know what to think. I would be, since, I mean, they are EverQuest quote-unquote backed now. Sorry, they're Amazon backed, because Amazon bought the studio a while back. I have high hopes that we could get something, but I think that they're more interested in just keeping EverQuest alive and well as it is, as a cash cow. Remember the race class bracelets they ran for the anniversary in 2014-2015? Bring back Dwarf SKs? As long as it's not the New World. Amen. See, I don't remember that Versifier. That was during a time I wasn't playing, sadly. There are mods to scale the UI, but those terrain pixels are still wider in the... Yeah. Than the old high school cheerleader with their fourth kid. That's a hell of a visual, man. That is a... that is a hell of a visual. I'm not sure I needed that in my brain. But that's what I mean by, like, I want all class, all race combos. If I want to have a Berserker Gnome, let me have it. If I want to have a High Elf Necromancer, let me do it. They had bracelets and voting for what class combo you wanted. It's how we ended up with Wood Elf Beast Lords. Oh, that's that. Okay. Well, that was cool because my Wood Elf, my Beast Lord is a Wood Elf, so that's awesome. All right, here we go. In this zone, this boss specifically broke up so many guilds back in the day because of how hard this boss hits. Level 65 like characters, and we come in here and the first boss of the zone is level 80. Insanity back in the day. Nice. That's one of the first times I think I've ever killed her in one hit. And now we got some augments to start coming with our gear as well. This group is going to be pimped out. That is my goal. Yeah, I remember whenever they made Wood Elf Beast Lords, I thought it was a joke at first. But it turns out it was like, it was very real. Which I'm happy with, because I thought Wood Elf Beast Lords was a cool idea, because you have little tree ant pets. Nice. So that's two different bosses mechanics that we've completely circumvented. Oh, this ring. This ring is going to be so good for our group. The 8% attack speed clicky on it is amazing, because it's over haste. We are going to be very well decked out. You'll love to see it. Now, if we can just get the Rapier of Somber Notes to drop, and like the Rogue Dagger as well, I'd be happy with that.
Okay, we got the Enchanter and the Monk weapon. This Monk weapon is insanity, by the way. My level 65 Monk uses this hammer, this Mind Reaper club. That is really good damage. Like one of the best damage delay ratio weapons for monks for a long time. Because the next closest to it, I think, is like damage 23, delay 20. So it's a massive increase. We're going to skip this other guy right here, Mr. Mortal Dealt, because his event takes way too damn long. It's like a 20-minute event, and I'm hard passing that. It's the only event here that I have yet to be able to actually circumvent. What level am I? I am level 120. Yeah, good old 120, which is the current cap of the game. What about the Rogue Dagger from the Ukin Bloodfeaster if this one doesn't drop? Is that the Anuk Eye Dagger of Eye Gouging, the 28-23 dagger? Is that the one you're talking about? Because that one's like second only to the Crystal Dagger and the Rogue Epic 2.0 for level 70. Oh, that's from Omens of War. That's right. Never mind. Sorry. Did EQ do away with no drop gear? I only see lore tags on these items. Ruskin, on the Furion V server, everything is droppable. It's specifically a perk of this server itself. So like all of these raid items that are normally no drop are droppable. It's only on this server and one other server, the Mischief server. The zone just before this, Cebu. I don't recall that one, Ruskin. Or not Versifier, I'm sorry. I don't recall that one. I don't remember what that dagger is. Which is crazy, because I was a rogue main. You think Hardened Bone Spike. Never mind. I remember that one now. That dagger is awesome. That would be a really good dagger, actually, so I might have to go back to try to get one. Fear and V was the only server with everything droppable years back. Yep. It was only up until Mischief. So it was like the only server on EverQuest where everything was droppable. Yeah, the Hardened Bone Spike, I remember that now. I always forget about that one. Come on, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. What did we get? Let's loot this stuff first. So we got the Shadow Knight shield. Okay, we got another Shadow Knight item. Mask of the Void with Cleave 3 on it. So that's going to be awesome for any of us. Necromancer Dagger. Damn. Dang it. Okay. That's a shame. So we got no rogue weapon and we got no bard weapon. Really good clicky. No one remembers the Breck server. It was free trade as well. Was it really? Yeah, I don't remember that server at all. I actually had to stop and look that up. Yeah, I don't remember that server at all. We almost killed him. There we go. That's how I ended up with 25 plus characters on one of my accounts on Fear and a V. Farm merged to Brecht and then merged to Fear and a V. I remember some of that, but I just don't remember the Brecht server at all. That's insane though. 25 characters all on like one server. Nice. Got some really good tank items for us. All right. It's time for the big bad. The wrinkly raisin dude himself. Here, let's do this. I kind of want to get a good screenshot. There we go. All right, this guy can drop some really, really good augments for level 65 characters. He can drop a two-hand blunt augment that adds 5 damage to two-hand blunt, or to like two-handed weapons. He can drop a one-handed blunt augment that's like damage 2, magic damage 1, a sword damage augment. This is when augments were like really actually being fleshed out to be added to raid tier gear. Stop feign deathing me, you dick. She feigned death me and stunned me. Okay, here is the one-hand blunt augment I was just talking about. The two-hand blunt, or the two-handed weapon augment I was talking about. That's going to be good for our tank or our beast lord. Speaking of good for our tank, crazy good chest piece for our tank at level 65. Nice. All in all, very, very good run through today. We have lots of good stuff for our guys. About 5. Damn. Let's go see if that guy is up. What was it? The Ucken Bloodfester. Let's go see if we can find him up real quick. Let's get our group out of here. I'm gonna teleport out of here and see if we can find where he's at. If he's up. I stopped playing around the Plains of Power area. Is flagging still a thing for raid zones, or can you just walk into those zones now? So all of the Plains of Power raid zones in general, all the way up to Demi-Plane of Blood now, you can just zone into regardless. Sorry, even further, Demi-Plane of Blood, you can even get into the Prophecy of Ro zones. So like Death Kneel, Tower of Dissonance, all of those all the way up to that zone you can zone into just based off of level now. Everything after that, for the most part, still requires flags or having someone who is flagged requesting the content to piggyback you in. But all the Plains of Power era zones, like you can zone into those at will, like after a certain level. Oh, that's not what I want. I don't want another one. Interesting. Thank you. I always wanted to see those zones just for fun. Yeah, that's why I run a lot of this content for me, because I think it's still a really fun time. Let's see if we can find this Bloodfester. Oh, all the way over there. Okay. Let's go see if we can find it up. Yeah, I love running some of the old school stuff. A lot of this old school stuff just because uh, it used to be so difficult with raid content back in the day. Also because I can tweak up some characters really easily and just have a blast. Oh, look, he's up. Would you look at that? I did not expect to see him up in the overworld zone. Aw, man, he didn't drop it. Dang. I already grabbed, I went through the Agent of Change here already, earlier. But it's right outside of the zone in. Yeah, the Haze Cloak is still very nice. It's right outside of the zone in to Sivu. So if you're looking at the statue to zone into Sivu, it's going to be down to your right. It's going to be on the platform just next to it. Okay, so let's get out of here. TACV? Oh, it's so there's not really an agent of change for TACV. You can request it two different ways. You can either request, if you have this signet of command here, if you have this signet of command from Zunmiram, you can talk to this guy and request it. If you don't have it, what you need to do is go up to the doors where Zunmiram is, all the way over here. Whenever you click on these doors to go in to that zone in, right here, this locked door, if you click on that and he's dead, it's going to give you the instance to TACV. So either you can request it the easy way from this guy if you have this signet, or you can just click on the door and it's going to auto give it to you. No problem. I'm going to try something real quick. I'm going to zone out and see if I can get the agent of change for Sivu again. And I'm going to try to kill that Ukin again, because I want that dagger. That dagger is going to be hands down like one of the best things. Your knowledge of EverQuest is calming listening to you explain stuff. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the compliment. It's nice to see that years of focusing on this game is paying off. Years and years and years of this game. Because I used to be pretty obsessed with EverQuest back in the day. Like through junior high and high school, me and my brother, we would trade off 12-hour shifts. Like where either he would play overnight or I would, and we would just play the same character or the same account, and we would just take turns playing. And I just remember going to like junior high and high school, and when everybody else was obsessed with like some other focus, like girls or some shit like that, I was like, oh fuck. If I kill this raid boss, I have this % chance to get this item. I still am a nerd, but I was a mega nerd back then with EverQuest. Back in the day, if someone told me like a raid boss specifically, I could name off its entire loot pool. I was mega focused on EverQuest back in the day. So we're going to kill this guy one more time because we got our own instance. And I hope the dagger drops this time. Damn it! He still didn't drop it. Oh, thank you for the gifted sub, Ruskin. It's a Creeping Death. Awesome. Welcome in, Creeping Death. Thank you for the sub, Ruskin. That's really, I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. So we didn't get the dagger that we wanted, but we still got 2 other items that'll be helpful, so. You guys have been very, very kind today, so thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a really solid day of EverQuest this morning, and like I said, the good part is we're going to be back this evening here in about 7 hours. So, speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and have to call it quits here because I got to get out and do some stuff. I go to the gym, take care of some business before I sit down and game for EverQuest for another 6 hours tonight. For those of you who are interested, we're going to have our little rating or our group of leveling. We're going to be back here around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central tonight. So 8 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Eastern, if that's your time zone. But we'll be back. We'll be grinding for 4 or 5 hours tonight. We're going to try to get our group from like 50 to 65. So again, like I said, that's if you're interested in that kind of content, we'll be here. Ruskin, thanks again. Creeping Death. Do you archive these sessions at all? Last one was fun. But going to be out tonight. Yeah, Judo Chop, they'll be on my VODs. So if you just come to the channel or on my YouTube channel, Variety Void, either way, you'll end up seeing it. So, and for those of you who are interested, I do have a YouTube channel, Variety Void, the same name. I got about 200 EverQuest videos over there. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you got plenty of content to watch. But yeah, today has been awesome. I'll go out, get some stuff done. We'll be back on gaming tonight. We're going to see some old school stuff, some new school stuff, and we'll be back. So thanks again, everybody, for the, the subs, the follows. You guys are very, very kind. So that's it. Thanks, guys. I will see you a little bit later.